Welcome back, everybody. What a pleasure to be with you. We are at Frontier High School. This is the SWYL Wrestling Finals. We're going to move up the weights tonight, all the way to the final heavyweight match on Vance Palm, and I'm so pleased to bring into our first ever KernHigh.org live streaming wrestling, men's, boys wrestling here tonight at Frontier High School. Oh, what a privilege to be here. Kevin Willie on camera, Kyle Wiley handling everything, and we have two very, very special guests with us tonight. First of all, my good friend, my fellow Roadrunner. Well, we have a lot of Roadrunner-ish vibes in here. My good friend Darryl Pope, and standing behind us, simply so he can get a bird's eye view, is Brad Hull, two very distinguished wrestlers in their own right. We'll talk more about their bios in a few seconds here. First of all, let's bring in Darryl. Darryl, at a night like this, you've got these young student athletes in the high school realm. They're about to go into their league finals here. The lights are off except for the center lights. The mats are rolled out here. They've all left to go into the meeting room. Got to take us into the mindset of what these young high school wrestlers are thinking at this exact minute.
Well, you talk about being young high school wrestlers, but the reality is these young boys are going to grow up to be big, strong, mean, tough men, because right here from this very little valley, this very little league, the SWYL, people have come through this level and gone on to be Olympic champions, national champions. I'm talking about guys like Jake Varner, who strapped on a driller singlet, came through this tournament. I'm talking about guys like Jesse Reyes, a national Division I champ for Cal State Bakersfield, came through the driller program, wrestled right here in the SWYL. So they're just young boys, but they're going to grow up to accomplish great things. And tonight, though, this is the biggest thing they've ever encountered. It's a big deal.
Behind us, standing there, is a young gentleman you helped recruit, a fellow road runner, and he is the athletic director for 2016 for Foothill High School, Brad Hull. Brad standing behind us. Brad, as you heard Coach Pope talk about, these young guys are going to turn into big guys, but for the next hour, they're still in this high school thinking mode. What about you? What are your thoughts that these guys are experiencing right now in that room?
You know, I always thought this was a great tournament because this is just step one in a four-step process to get into the state championships. This is the first step, the league championships. So I think they're gonna be excited tonight, let things fly, and have some fun, because they know no matter what, first or second, they're still moving on to that tough Valley Championship next week at East High. So we're going to have a fun night tonight. You're going to see a lot of good wrestling. I think you got some great talent, some of the best in the state, with Frontier and Bakersfield High School with Andy Varner, old teammate of mine, and Kurt Moore, former Purdue wrestler and old Foothill wrestler.
That is the voice of Brad Hull. You just heard from Darryl Pope. I'm Vance Palm. Pleasure to have you with us tonight on KernHigh.org. Live streaming wrestling. We are at Frontier High School, the host school for this big, big night. Darryl, let's talk about what our viewers out there that may just be kind of tuning in because they're fans of KernHigh.org. They watched our football, they watched our volleyball, they watched our basketball, they watched our marching competitions, and now they're like, okay, I'll check out some wrestling. Maybe they don't know the particulars, the ins and outs, the specifics of what's going to go on tonight. Maybe they have a kind of a round idea of what goes on here. Let's get into the periods. How many periods will there be in each match?
And there's going to be 3 periods to each match. So each match is 6 minutes, so we're talking about 3 2-minute periods. There's no rest in between. This long enough to break the action, flip a coin, decide who's on top, who's on bottom. But it's 6 minutes of continuous wrestling, 3 rounds, 2 minutes each.
Brad, what are some of the differences between high school wrestling and college wrestling that I know a lot of viewers like to watch college wrestling? They wanted to watch you guys. They wanted to watch Steve and Neil. What are the differences between college and high school?
Well, the most obvious one is going to be the riding time. There's no riding time in high school, and then the length of the match is a little bit different. In college, you're going to go a 3-minute period on the first round, 3-2-2, and in high school, you got 2-2-2.
What does no riding mean?
So when they're in the down position, the parterre position, you're going to see in college, whenever someone is on top and holding their guy down, the riding time will accumulate. And then when the bottom guy flips the situation and becomes on top, that time will go down. And at the end of a match, if one wrestler has 1 minute of riding time over the other guy, he gains a point. To where in high school, there's just no riding time whatsoever.
Our weight classes, we go all the way up, and we start at what weight, Darryl?
We're going to start at 108 pounds, Vance, and we're going to work our way up the lineup. There's 14 weights. We start at 120 pounds. The heaviest tonight is 285 pounds. And so 14 weights. And what's interesting about the 14 weights is 10 of our weights, we have a Frontier versus Bakersfield High School wrestling match in 10 of the 14 weights. In 13 of the weights, we have either one wrestler from BHS or one from Frontier High School. Frontier High School. And there's only one weight tonight, 197 pounds. There's only one weight that has two wrestlers in the finals that are not from Bakersfield High School or Frontier High School. So you can tell right away the two powerhouses tonight are BHS and Frontier, and we're literally going to have another dual meet that we had just about a week and a half ago. Frontier visited the Drillers, and they had a dual meet there about a week and a half ago, and we're basically going to see the same thing again tonight.
You are watching live streaming Kern High School District SWYL Wrestling Finals. We're at Frontier High School. I'm Vance Palm, Daryl Pope, and Brad Holt with us. And there's a lot that we're going to cover this evening. First, I'm going to give you the bio on Brad Holt.
We're going to honor
a Menachie High School prep, a two-time state placer. He was recruited by the one and only Coach Pope right next to me at Foothill High School. The coach from 2000 to 2015, 15 years coaching at Foothill High School. The Foothill Athletic Director in 2016, and now he's the Dean of Students at Foothill High School at CSUB from 1995 to 1999. Wrestled under Coach Kerr and Coach Pope, 96 and 99 Pac-10 championship teams. That is our Brad Holt. Brad, it's got to be kind of fun for you to come back in here and get on the air like this and kind of speak some of your wisdom and be around Daryl and watch all of this.
It's great. I mean, I look up to Coach Pope. He's obviously the one that recruited me. He gave me the opportunity to move down to Bakersfield and really changed my life. I mean, it laid the foundation for what I was going to do in life. And I mean, at 18, 19 years old, you have no idea what's going on, but they gave us an opportunity, and we made the most of it, and I will be eternally grateful for Coach Kerr, Coach Pope, and the Cal State Bakersfield program and everything they've done for me.
We're going to listen in now to the public address announcer as these senior wrestlers being honored and their parents here. Let's just listen in.
Everybody. Up next, he wrestled at 184 pounds this year, Mark Myers. Mark joined by his father, Shem. Mark Myers, everybody. Up next, give it up for Willem DeBoer. Willem's parents are George and Jen. Give it up, Willem DeBoer, everybody.
Once again, we're live streaming wrestling here at Frontier High School. Vance Palm, Daryl Polk, Brad Holt, Kyle Wiley, Kevin Willie. And as we see these Frontier seniors, this is the whole school of Frontier High School. These Frontier seniors on their senior night kind of tying it into the SWYL finals here, and they're all being introduced. And can you remember way back to your senior year in high school?
That's a
wow, that's what they call a pregnant pause in the media industry.
I'm sorry, what was your question? I forgot your question.
You know, they say the second thing that goes, right, is okay. Yeah. Take us back to your senior year in high school, Daryl.
My senior year, I graduated from Escalon High School. It's a small town up in Northern California by Modesto, Stockton area. Graduated in 1982 back then, and from there, was offered the opportunity to wrestle at San Jose State for Coach T.J. Kerr. And within 2 years of wrestling at San Jose State, Coach Kerr got the job to replace Joe Say at Cal State University at Bakersfield. and I found myself in Bakersfield. That was 1984. And here it is, 2017, and I'm in the Frontier High School in Bakersfield, still here. I think there's a song by Buck Owens. He's born, Buck Owens passed away, but a country and western star right here from Kern County. Stuck in Lodi again. I think I'm going to write a song called Stuck in Bakersfield again, although that's not such a bad thing.
We're happy and pleased to have you with us. Brad Holt, take us back to your senior year at Wenatchee High School on a night like tonight.
Yeah, I don't even know if we had a senior night, but I remember from my senior year, I remember every week I'd get a phone call from Coach Pope. He'd be calling me almost, recruiting me, and I'd be like, who is this dude? I didn't know anything about him. Every week would go by. I remember it'd be postseason, and we had the Valley Championships at Arvin High School, and
God's country.
Yeah, there you go. And I remember I just got to wrestle my final match in the Valley Championship. I think I won by 12 or 13 points. And Coach Pope comes up to me and he's like, I would like to introduce you to Coach TJ Kerr. And I was like, okay, I don't know, I've never talked to him. And the first thing Coach Kerr tells me is like, so you think your team's gonna be pretty upset that you couldn't get a tech there? And I was like, wow, this guy's trying to recruit me, you know what I mean? And he just kind of like gave me a shot, and I didn't know how to take it. But then Coach Pope pulled me to the side and was like, talked to me a little. But that's what I remember mostly from my senior year, was that postseason and laying the foundation to make my way up to Bakersfield.
What was your weight your senior year?
125.
25. Your senior year, Darryl?
My senior year was 154 pounds. But I remember, Bradley didn't know this, but my senior year in the state finals, I wrestled a kid from Wenatchee.
I knew it.
Donnie Townsend, one of the toughest guys I ever faced. And so when I saw Bradley Hall strap on a Wenatchee singlet, I knew we got to get that guy out there and make him a road runner.
Well, you can hear the music. It's time to get rolling here as the wrestlers are walking out. And what a fun time for all of us here calling this. The crowd's starting to get into it. And it's going to be a fun night. Have one of the best public address announcers in all of the Central Valley for Frontier High School, and he'll be on point tonight. And we will listen in when we should, and we'll talk when we should.
And now for the introduction of tonight's wrestlers, wrestling at 108 pounds, from Frontier High School, ranked 5th in the state, 1st in the Valley, Cole Reyes,
Frontier High School at 108.
And from Bakersfield High School, Moses
Flores from Bakersfield High School. Here's the first of the many matches between the Drillers and the Titans.
Pounds, from Frontier High School, Garcia.
Another Titan,
And from
Garcia.
Elijah
Navarro comes out for the Drillers.
Up next at 122 pounds, from Frontier High School, ranked 7th in the Valley, Ryan Morphus. And from Bakersfield High School, ranked 6th in the Valley, Andrew
Blemhoff. Oh, that's going to be a nice one.
Up next at 128 pounds, from Frontier High School, Garrett Fletcher.
Garrett Fletcher from the Titans.
7th in the Valley from Bakersfield High School, Isaac Olenek.
This is going to be a great match. Just over a week ago they wrestled, and it was a great match. So I'm excited to see that one again. Olenek came out on top of that one.
Ozuna.
And from Bakersfield High School, ranked 37th in the state, Adrian Gonzalez. Up next, from Frontier High School, wrestling at 140 pounds, 25th ranked in the state, Marco Hernandez.
Here's Marco from Frontier.
High School, ranked 2nd in the Valley and 3rd in the state, JJ Figueroa.
JJ Figueroa, returning state placer, very talented individual, on his way to Fresno State.
From Frontier High School, Trent Tracy.
Here comes Trent Tracy at 147. He's going to have his hands full for this young man.
1st in the Valley, 1st in the state, from Bakersfield High School,
Navante Demison. Enough said.
Up next at 154 pounds, ranked 2nd in the Valley.
At 154.
From Frontier High School, Jonathan Garcia. Going up against him from Bakersfield High School, ranked 6th in the Valley and 11th in the state, Dylan
Cravens for the Drillers comes out. Look at those thighs.
At 160 pounds from Frontier High School, ranked 26th in the state, Max
Aguirre for the Titans at 160.
High School, ranked 3rd in the Valley and 7th in the state, Ricky Gonzalez.
Up
next, at 172 pounds, From Liberty High School, ranked 7th in the state, 12th in California, Jeremy Moss.
Jeremy Moss.
From Liberty High School. That's our first weight of the night that's not going to have a BHS versus Frontier.
He goes up against Ben SWYL. So the Liberty crowd behind him.
From Frontier High School, ranked 6th in the state, 6th in the Valley, 15th in the state, William DeBoer.
DeBoer comes in 184.
From High School, ranked 2nd in the Valley and 3rd in the state, Sam Loera.
Sam Loera.
He's a returning state placer for the Drillers as well.
At 197 pounds.
I believe he's heading out to Adams State.
Lopez. And from Centennial High School,
Andy
James
Lopez. And a Centennial Golden Hawk, James Clark.
Yes, that's our first weight of the night that does not have a driller or a Titan. That's our first and only weight of the night.
Jake Vasquez.
Jake Vasquez will go up against Brian Abbott in the 222s.
In the heavyweight division, from Frontier High School, Grant Bryant.
Grant Bryant
Liberty High School, Ogden Bass.
against Ogden Bass, the Patriots. So there are your lineups. We're about to get going. This is kernhigh.org, live streaming SWYL Wrestling Finals here at Frontier High School. Again, if you're just getting to us, I'm Vance Palm, joined by Daryl Pope and Brad Hull, Kevin Willie on camera, Kyle Wiley from the high school district, running all things technical. And
now,
we will have the national anthem, and we'll step back for a moment.
And focus your attention to the east end of the gymnasium and our nation's flag as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
My other analyst with me tonight is the principal at Thompson Junior High School. He was the coach of Stephen Neal, 1999 world champion and three-time Super Bowl champion New England Patriots. Assistant coach at CSU Bakersfield from 91 to 96. The 1982 California Wrestling State Champion, two-time Division II All-American, three-time Division I All-American, 1996 NCAA Division I Assistant Coach of the Year, and he is in the 2013 California Wrestling Hall of Fame. I'll bring in Daryl Pope to get us started on this first match tonight.
At 108 pounds, that's where we're going to start. We have Frontier High School's Cole Reyes, and we have Moses Flores for Bakersfield High School. On paper, Cole Reyes has the advantage here. He's number one ranked wrestler in the Valley. He's the 5th ranked wrestler in California, and Moses Flores is going to have his hands full. But that's why they wrestle the match, Vance, because you just never know. It doesn't mean anything on paper.
Your thoughts, Brad?
You know, I'm sure these guys have met each other at least 3 to 4 times this year, so they're pretty familiar with each other. But knowing Cole Reyes, he likes to get started quick, so you're going to see him go on an attack right off the whistle, probably looking to secure that takedown and trying to get a turn or so. So it's going to be exciting real quick.
Kevin, you good?
Our first match.
Kyle, you good? You guys ready to roll? Here we go.
High School, Cole Reyes. And from Bakersfield High School, Moses Flores.
Cole Reyes from Frontier will be in the blue. The driller, Moses Flores, in the gray. Here we go. We're off.
A green anklet. One wrestler will be the green, one will be the red. You can see the anklets on their ankles. Frontier is green, the drillers in red. Cole Reyes with a quick, nice little spin around behind and picks up 2 takedown, takes an early lead 2-0 over Flores. Every match tonight, Vance, is going to have strong implications for the team race. And Cole Reyes quickly working that tilt. We call that the Mendoza tilt in Cal State's room.
Up to 5 points now for Reyes.
That's a nice little tilt that one of our wrestlers, Jason Ramstetter, brought back to Cal State Bakersfield. Coach Mendoza picked it up well, taught all of our wrestlers. He's taught most of the high school kids in the area, and today we call it the Mendoza tilt. Bradley, is that what you still call it in the Foothill room?
I might be a little biased because Mike started doing it a little bit later, yeah. But we call it elbow tilt, but I'd love to give Mike the credit. But I always remember Ramstetter doing it. Ramstetter was an unbelievable wrestler. All the Colorado wrestlers, Archuleta, everybody that came out there, just unbelievable on the mat wrestling. And you can see some of that here with the BHS kids and the Frontier kids with their tilts.
Under 40 seconds to go in this first period. Right now, Reyes
Gonna
up.
get a fall right here. That's
And
it.
it's a pin.
Nice job by Cole Reyes picking up the pin for the Frontier Titans.
With the fall at 125.
You know, Cole Reyes really, you can tell this year he's on track. He's right where he needs to be to make a real big splash come March. So that was a good performance from him. It'll be real interesting to see how next week goes, and he's right where he needs to be.
33 seconds left in the first period, and it's over. Cole Reyes with the first victory of the evening, and there he is at the 108-pound weight. He is the new SWYL champion of 2017.
Up next, wrestling at 100
One under the books.
pounds from Frontier High School, Cross Coda. And from Bakersfield High School.
Looks like you got the coaches there. They're not going to be moving anytime soon, are they? I'm not sure how many matches it is before another non-Frontier, non-driller.
10 matches in a row will be Frontier and Bakersfield coaches, although you might see a little bit of switching in and out for the assistant coaches.
Who do we have here, Daryl?
We've got Elijah Navarro for BHS with a quick takedown, takes the lead 2-0, and he's taking on Cross Coda from Frontier High School.
Try to whip him over with that front. Oh, he's going to get it. Oh.
Driving.
He got that nice half Nelson. Looks like he's just going to drive him over, try to rip half, and then bring him straight over. He might get it right here.
Very physical with that half Nelson, but Coda fighting it hard.
Build a base. Build a base.
You know, the interesting thing is we started at 108. This is the 115-pound weight class. Only 7 pounds, and you think, wow, only 7 pounds. But when you're this size, 7 pounds, that's a lot of weight. So these are much bigger boys.
Yeah, that's like a world of difference, 7 pounds in high school wrestling. That's a lot of meals that you're missing or a lot of meals you're getting. Looks like he's going to cut him, give him one, go back on his feet. Inside, got another takedown, nice.
Navarro, very aggressive early on here.
Navarro's bio, he has one goal, to be on that state podium come March. That's it.
Well, if he keeps wrestling like this with this kind of aggression, and he might accomplish that goal.
The Frontier Titan, Cross Coda, who's first at the Coyote Classic, first at the Cotton Classic, first at the Titan Classic, 3.5 GPA. Navarro, 3.0 GPA.
And get that roll through tilt. Yeah. Oh. Got to get him off that wrist.
Yeah.
Oh, he got some. That's 3.
He's picking up the count. Still has the same hold. So, no, there you go. He broke the hold, so now he's going to award the near fall.
Here's that half. Oh. He's looking really tough on top. Real tough on top.
Under 10 to go here in the first.
One more roll. 5. See if there's enough time left. He's going to get 2.
So at the end of the first period.
Oh, we gave him 3.
And it looks like it's going to be a really, really big margin here for Navarro. They did give him 3, so at the end of 1, it's 10-1 Navarro. Early thoughts, Brad. Early thoughts.
3. And that's one of the other differences we talked about earlier in terms of college wrestling. Now they've changed the college rules to where it's 4 points near fall. You can get 4 points, to where high school is still either a 2-point near fall or a 3-point near fall. So the ref will count if you hold your opponent on his back for 2 seconds, 3 seconds, or 4 seconds, you're going to be awarded 2 points. But if you can hold him there for 5 seconds, you're going to get 3 near fall. And that's what the driller did right there.
Elijah Navarro in control right now over Cross Coda. We are now in the 115-pound weight.
He's going to get that roll through tilt again, Navarro.
Navarro in the gray jersey on top. Coda in the blue.
If Coda can keep that arm out in front of him like he has it there, he'll be fine. But if Navarro pulls that arm back to the seat belt, back to his waist, that's when he gets in trouble.
Navarro, the optics right now are just completely dominating in Navarro's edge.
Navarro with an 11-point advantage. If he gets up by 15 at any point in time, it's a tech fall and the match will end.
Right now, 12-1 in favor of the Driller. Under a minute to go in the second.
It's going back to the half. If this doesn't work, I wouldn't be surprised if he cuts him here and goes back to another. He's going to start suck him back right here. Go back to the wrist. Yep.
Coda tried to fix his headgear very quickly. Couldn't do it.
You know, go ahead. One of the funny things I think that I've learned when I was in college is when I got to college, I thought I was such a great wrestler. And one thing that Coach Pope and Kerr kind of broke us down was like, go back to the basics. We're just doing singles and doubles and stand-ups, and that's kind of where everything funnels back to. And that's kind of what you're looking for the Frontier here on bottom. Just base and then get to your feet. Base and get to your feet.
20 seconds left in the second. Navarro. Don't think he's pulled everything out of the toolbox yet, but he's trying.
He's going to run out of time on this one, but he's got a nice little...
What's that right there?
He's working an arm bar. Coda's doing a nice job keeping that down by his waist, but he gets out. Now you can get in trouble when that wrist gets outside your stomach.
So the second match of the evening will go to the third with 2 minutes remaining. Right now it is 12-1. Elijah Navarro over Cross Coda. Navarro, the Driller, now on the bottom in the gray. Cross Coda will start at the top.
Nice little Granby row, keeps wrestling, gets to his feet, turns into him. Nothing yet. You have to break completely away to get awarded the 1-point escape. Coda riding tough, but Navarro very aggressive.
That was very nice on top. I mean, he stayed with him the whole time. That was a nice switch and then a nice Granby roll, and he got the 1-point escape. Navarro did.
13-1.
Nice. Way to attack.
Now Coda aggressive.
Coda needs to lift his head if he can. You want to raise that up. Come up. Right there you go. And come out the back, and it's good effort right there. I'm impressed with the way Coda just keeps fighting. Even though he's down by several points, he's still fighting.
You're probably going to see him cut him here, and then if he gets a takedown, that's going to end the match because he gave him 1 point, but give up 1 to get 2, and that should end the match if Navarro's able to get a takedown right here. Nice by Coda to keep attacking, you're right. Looks like he's going to work to a cradle, though. Oh, that's going to be a tech.
15-2, and that's it. We have our second SWYL champion of the night, and Elijah Navarro. Both wrestlers getting a nice round of applause, although it was a big number for Navarro. As you mentioned, Coda stayed in there and fought. Your quick thoughts on that one?
Well, you know, what I like is these young guys, if you see they're showing that passion, that enthusiasm, that aggressiveness, that attack. He just never stopped. He was outclassed there. Navarro was a much better wrestler. But he kept coming, and so that kid will be back. You'll see him again.
Third one, Daryl.
Another Driller Frontier match right here.
Yeah, 122 pounds from Frontier High School. We have Ryan Morphus. And Morphus is number 7th ranked wrestler in the Valley, and 36 in the state of California. And for the Drillers, Andrew Blumhoff.
Now, I'm sorry, I was going to say I could be wrong, but I believe Morphus is the nephew of Kurt Moore. I believe he's the nephew of Kurt Moore.
So we actually have here the Driller ranked 6th in the Valley and the Titan ranked 7th in the Valley. Number 6 and 7 in the Valley. This should be a good matchup.
Morphus in the blue. Blumhoff in the gray.
Blumhoff in on a high crotch.
He's doing a good job covering that head. He's going to attack that wrist. There you go. He shelved that thing, and now he's going to circle behind. If he can do a limp arm right here, the Driller can get a limp arm. He's going to be able to get 2, but Blumhoff's doing a great job of keeping that wizard. Nice. Good job. Back to his feet.
Good action. Very good action. All in the first minute.
1 minute remains here in the first. Ryan Morphus in the blue, Andrew Blumhoff in the gray. Driller Titan again, third match in a row.
Number 6 and 7 in the Valley. It doesn't get any better than this right here. Well very well matched. It's going to be a good match.
Looks like Devin likes to work from the tie. There's a nice open shot right there. High
Morphus in on a nice shot. But you know what's it? Here's the key about wrestling. Anybody can get in on a leg, and Brad Hall will tell you this. Anybody can get in on a leg, but you got to finish, because these guys don't let you finish. They don't just fall down.
And Coach Pope can tell you it's all about the defense when they get in that leg. It's all about the hips. Hip pressure, covering the head, and that's what it looks like they're kind of going to. It's a nice scramble. Whoever can get their head up higher, their hips up, is most likely going to end up. Now they're going to look for near fall right here. If the ref gets down there. Nice.
Listen to this crowd.
Yes.
Listen to this crowd at the end of the first. So as to your point, gentlemen, 7 more pounds. And look at the difference between the first match and this third one now. Here we go. Second period. Morphus now will be down and Blumhoff up. Morphus really basically first at the El Dorado, fourth at the Chushansky, fifth at the Zinken, eighth at Temecula. His goal, place the state. Blumhoff's goal with a 3.67, just do well. He just wants to do well.
False start on Blumhoff. He gets his first caution. You get 1 for free. So Blumhoff is riding tough on top, but Morphus coming up to his feet, trying to get away, and he does. There's the first point of the match right there for Morphus. He takes the early lead 1-0.
Nice high pressure.
Blumhoff in on a inside single, raises it up, doing all the right things, but Morphus is not going to just fall down.
He's attacking those ankles right there. He's going to hold on and work for a stalemate if he can. They're going to roll through. Nice. Stalemate back on their feet.
Talk to me about stalemate, Daryl.
Well, if there's any time the wrestlers can't advance, one wrestler or the other cannot advance, and they're kind of stuck in that position, after about 4 or 5 seconds or so, the ref will blow it and bring them back to their feet and resume the action again.
Coach Hull called it, saw it, it happened. Here we go, 1:05 left in the second.
You can tell Morphus really like there. Yeah, exactly.
Nice throw by. Nice throw by. He's got to get him down to touch a knee or an elbow.
Dude, yes. Kept his toes in, was able to get that. If you notice Morphus, when he's on his feet, he likes to work from that tie position. He definitely likes to come overhook, and he does that nice throw by, all Jake Varner back in the day, the old driller. He had a nasty throw by. Just couldn't stop it.
53 seconds remains here in the second. It's 3-0 Morphus.
That was locking hands. Nope, that's locking it. He might be out. Morphus is trying to hold on. Get to your feet. He's still in control.
Still Morphus from Frontier. He's got that seat belt, that hand around the waist, and he's losing it.
30 seconds left.
And there's your one escape.
He might give up 2 if he doesn't get out. There you go. Get to your feet. Get your feet in circle. There you go. Both. Good job, both of them.
Yeah, Blumhoff gets 1 with 22 seconds left in the second. 3-1. Morphus over Blumhoff. That's Titan over Driller.
Now Morphus is going to get to that tie. He's going to let him tie up, then he's coming over the top. Oh, nice shot by Blumhoff. Morphus likes to tie. He likes to go overhook. He's going to get out of there. He's going to let him tie up with him, then come over, and then come back to that throw by. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Here we go. See it? Yep.
If he can get Blumhoff leaning into him, Morphus will do that throw by again. He's got a nice little throw by.
It's kind of like walking him into it. Just kind of like, there you go. 3-1.
At the end of 2, 3-1 Morphus. And we are in the 122-pound weight class.
And he's to his feet with a nice Granby roll.
Third and final period.
Blumhoff. You see how he got to his feet, he hit a nice little Granby roll, and then he stopped wrestling. The idea on bottom, if you want to get out, you got to create space. So you want to come up, hit a Granby roll, keep moving until you score. That's the ticket on bottom. So he's coming up, and then the little pause there, that's what you don't want. On bottom, you got to keep moving.
He's going to get away here. Oh, out of bounds.
1:37 remains here in the third match of the evening. SWYL Finals, league titles.
Morphus can afford to let him escape. That's only 1 point. He'll still be ahead. What he can't afford is to give up a 2 reversal or an escape and a takedown.
Daryl's talking about Ryan Morphus in the blue Titans jersey, Blumhoff in the gray.
And there's the escape. It's a 1-point match now.
Look at this.
Comes down to a takedown.
Blumhoff in on a nice shot.
Head outside. Let's see if he's going to roll him through. He's probably going to work for a stalemate position if he can get those ankles locked up. That's what Morphus is working for. He's going to hold that ankle as hard as he can and hope that he can get a stalemate. Get him back on his feet where he can get his offense going.
Blumhoff needs to move toward the head. If he can move toward the head, he'll secure the takedown.
1 minute left here. Final period.
He's going to roll through and come up.
And
that's two.
There's the takedown for Blumhoff, and he's up by 1. There's still plenty of time in this match, though. 45 seconds.
He got that cradle locked up, though. Morphus is trying to stand up and got caught in that cradle.
Blumhoff in the gray with a 4-3 lead over Morphus in the blue. 35 seconds.
All Morphus needs. And we're tied, folks, with 30 seconds to go.
Hey, one last go. 30-second go is going to win it. And he's in. Nice shot. Front headlock position. He's going to look to score right here.
20 seconds. Blumhoff, Morphus trying to decide.
It's either going to be a high crotch or...
We've wrestled 5 minutes and 50 seconds, and we've decided nothing.
4-4 tie, 10 seconds.
It looks like we're going to have our first overtime of the night between Blumhoff and Morphus. Hey, folks, this is fun.
Listen to the crowd. Listen to this crowd.
My hats off to whoever does these Valley rankings. We're looking at number 6 and 7. Very closely matched.
You know, the interesting thing is the big tournament next week, the top 8 move on. So these guys will most likely be seeing each other for a spot to move on to the Masters, which is 1 step away from the state. So this is nice.
This is sudden victory right here. If somebody can get a takedown in this next minute, they win. All they need is a takedown. And there it is. And that's the match.
Look at that.
Blumhoff from Bakersfield High School picks up the victory in overtime, 6-4.
That was a great match by both of those individuals. They really wrestled all the way to the, they're looking good on their feet. Both of them were getting to their feet off the bottom. It really wasn't even a match of top game. It was mainly just getting away on bottom, then all takedowns.
Lots of action. That was nothing to be ashamed of there.
Okay, Daryl, here we go. What weight and who are they?
Garrett Fletcher.
Next up, 100. Oh, this is, I'm excited.
Yep.
128 pounds. For Frontier High School, Garrett Fletcher, and from Bakersfield High School, Isaac Olenek. These guys wrestled a week and a half ago, and it came down to the wire. Olenek with a last-second takedown picked up the victory. But you know Fletcher wants revenge.
You want to talk about some roots back in Bakersfield wrestling. Just the Olenek, from the northern section of California coming down to wrestle. Paul Olenek coming down wrestling at Cal State and coaching at Centennial before. And then you just got so many ties that come back to the Bakersfield wrestling with these two, with the Olenek and the Fletchers. Olenek on a shot. He's going to bring it all the way up.
Olenek with a single leg trying to finish. Fletcher with a nice hard whizzer.
Fletcher's going to work for that stalemate right here. If he can keep that head down and that wrist, he's going to... Oh, nice by Olenek. That's 2.
And Olenek up by 2. You want to talk about roots in wrestling. Isaac Olenek's father, Matt Olenek, wrestled for Cupertino High School. In my junior year in high school, I got put out of the state tournament because his dad put a whooping on the guy that put a whooping on me. So his dad eliminated me from the tournament. But then we showed up at San Jose State, and his dad was my teammate. So I wrestled with his dad at San Jose State. And then Coach Kerr got the job here at Bakersfield, and his dad came to Bakersfield. So we were teammates at Roadrunners. So I know his dad very, very well. Great family, great wrestling tradition.
Daryl, you were destined to be in Bakersfield. As we see Olenek roaming the gym here at Frontier. Right now it's 2-0.
Isaac's dad wrestled for Cal State Bakersfield. His uncle Paul, teacher at Centennial, wrestled for Cal State Bakersfield. Uncle Mike over there with the infant wrestled for Cal State Bakersfield.
Brother Tom wrestled. Has his cousin wrestles for Centennial right now. Olenek does. The cousin's over at Centennial High School Wrestling.
Lots of Oleneks out there.
At the end of 1, it is 2-0.
I think the biggest difference you see in that round is you see how dominant Olenek is on top. He's able to control his guy on top. He secured the takedown, and then obviously he could ride very good. I would be surprised if he's going to go down, Fletcher.
Isaac Olenek, second in the Reno TOC, first at the 6th annual Washer Tournament hosted by Blumhoff Farms. And he just wants to become a state champion. That's his goal. That's what he's after now. Garrett Fletcher, 3.8 GPA at Frontier, first at the Coyote Classic, first at Kern County Invite, third at the Dynuma Tournament. He wants to place at state also. Here we go into the second period.
Garrett Fletcher's grandpa, Darrell Fletcher, the late Darrell Fletcher, was a longtime wrestling coach, avid wrestling fan, big supporter of Cal State Bakersfield. His dad, I remember when I wrestled for Cal State Bakersfield, his granddad would always be there. Loved wrestling.
But close-knit fraternity, and I see a lot of them here tonight with 1:23 to go here in the first. Crowd starting to get into it.
Fletcher with one escape. It's 2-1 match. I'll tell you what, the impressive thing about this is Fletcher is only a freshman. He's a very good, solid, tough wrestler. Olenek is a junior. Fletcher, the freshman. And it's a 1-point match with 1 minute to go in the second period.
The thing that's interesting with Olenek is he was a 106-pounder for the last, I believe, 2 years in a row, and then this year was when he made the jump up to 128, and I think it really fits his frame a little bit better. He's a tall, lean guy. He got that body style that he could grow to be pretty big. That was a nice takedown.
Nice little misdirection. So Olenek picks up 2 more, increases his lead up 4-1. You're right, he was 106 pounds last year. He took 5th in the state of California at 106 pounds, and now within 1 year, 128 pounds.
He's tying those wrists up there. He's going to go to that half. He just has to get his head off the mat. It's going to be tough because Olenek's so long. When you wrestle those long guys like that, they wrap you up, and it's hard to get away from them. So you got to just try to get to your feet, get your head up. Olenek's just tough, though. Olenek's so tough on top. Keeps a lot of forward pressure going. So all that pressure's on the hands. There you go. He's going to suck him back.
And with that longness comes a lot of leverage. And that's what people don't understand about wrestling. Leverage equals power.
Fletcher able to, for some short period of time, keep Olenek from finishing this thing. So now we're into the third period, and Olenek will be on the bottom, Fletcher up on top. Here we go.
Nice way to get his feet. He immediately exploded to his feet. Now he's going to stay there and start fighting him off, fighting the hands. Good job by Olenek.
Escape. 5-1 match. Fletcher's going to keep coming, though. I watched him over a week ago in that dual meet. And like I said, this kid's only a freshman. You're going to hear a lot more about him in the future. And he's not done here yet tonight.
Minute and a half left here in the third. Garrett Fletcher with his back to us and the Blue Titans.
So if you're Fletcher right here, you're trying to find some way to get on the scoreboard and cut that lead. If you're Olenek, on the other hand, you want to try and break this guy mentally, and so another takedown.
Olenek's going to try to tie him up, I think. Yeah, see, Olenek's does a lot better. Once he ties him up, he can control him to where Fletcher definitely looks like he's a little bit quick, and he wants to get those open shots if he can. It's just, Olenek's just tough. It's going to be hard to get through that defense of Olenek's.
Nice little duck under for Olenek.
He's going to work to that leg, yep. Limp arm.
Gets the angle. Fletcher with a strong whizzer. Olenek coming to his feet.
Under a minute to go here in the third.
And grab that wrist. Fight into him. Doing a good job. Fletcher's doing a good job. Olenek's going to drag him back to the center. Try to take his time to secure this takedown and secure the match.
Fletcher in trouble. Half a minute remains.
There's no hurry. Yeah, there's no hurry for Olenek. He has this match pretty much in control, so he's just kind of wrestling at his pace. He's going to try to get in on another shot here. Nice snap. Stay in bounds. He's going to stay in bounds, yep. 15 seconds.
That's the voice of Brad Hull. I'm joined as well by Darrell Pope. Don't forget, we're tweeting all of these things. Kyle Wiley doing all of our tweeting at KHSD Athletics. And we're down to our final 10 seconds.
And Fletcher's still coming.
Yeah, Fletcher's tough. He's just running to the, like you said, the fifth place guy from last year at the state tournament. That's something to be said about that. Olenek's very tough. Good win.
We got a new champion.
And that's a nice job by Matt Olenek with a 5-1 victory. I believe it was a 1-point match the other night. So
I think this is going to be the match that's going to be pretty exciting. This guy brings some fire right here, Ozuna. It's going to, and then you got
Up next,
one of the little brothers from Bakersfield High School. This should be good.
Give it to us, Daryl.
This is 134 pounds for the Frontier High School. We have Elijah Ozuna. He's the number 2 ranked wrestler in the Valley and the number 3 ranked wrestler in the state of California. And his opponent is from Bakersfield High School, Adrian Gonzalez. And so on paper, Ozuna here has quite the advantage. But once again, that's why we actually hold the competition, because you just never know. And Ozuna.
Nice little knee tap. Good job. So both these guys have been wrestling all their lives. They're probably started wrestling at 4 or 5 years old. I remember seeing these guys throughout Kern County all the years. Ozuna's very explosive, definitely fun to watch. And then you got Gonzalez, his older brother's on the team as well, and he's been wrestling all his life. He's just tough. Oh, there you go. Knee tap right to his back. He's going to pick up 5 on this one.
Gonzalez now stretched all the way out.
Impressive bridge. Ouch.
Kissing the mat. You can hear the crowd react to a big takedown.
Yeah, I'm not so sure they like that move by Ozuna with that high bridge by Gonzalez and picks him up and slams him like that.
There's that knee tap.
Could be interpreted as trying to hurt the opponent as opposed to trying to pick up points and pick up the pin. So I think that's a little bit of what you heard from the crowd.
On his bio, Elijah Ozuna's GPA, he simply put smart.
Put the legs in. It looks like he's getting a little bit too high. He's going to get shaken off. And if Gonzalez can slip up the back right here, he's going to get 2 reversal, but he only got 35 seconds left. So they're just going to try push off, use his right hand, push up on the back thigh. There you go. Now he needs to get to that second ankle. He got 1. Well, .28 seconds. Should be back on their feet. 5-1.
Under a half a minute to go here in the first period. We're in the 134 pounds.
His goal for this year is to
Adrian Gonzalez is in the gray BHS singlet. He wants to be a state medalist, has a 3.17 GPA. Ozuna wants to be the first state champion for the Titans.
Ozuna is the more experienced wrestler, but Adrian Gonzalez, he's young, but he's going to keep coming as well. I saw that the other night in the duel.
With 4 seconds left in the first, another nice move by Ozuna, and it's 7-1 here.
Yeah, Ozuna's explosive. He can score just about from anywhere at any time. But you got Gonzalez, who's just a solid wrestler, solid wrestler. Looks like he's going to go bottom. He's going to cut him, let him do an optional start. What that is he prefers to wrestle on his feet, so Ozuna's going to tell the ref, hey, I'm going to let him go, let him get his 1 point, and we're going to go back to our feet, and I'm going to try to take him down.
Ozuna 4th in the Doc V, 1st in El Dorado, 1st in Battle for the Belt, 3rd in the Zinkin Classic, currently ranked number 3 in the state, 2nd in the Valley. So,
if I'm not mistaken, Ozuna is a senior, and Gonzalez, I think, a freshman.
I think it might be a senior and sophomore, I think. But maybe,
senior and sophomore, okay.
Yeah. Ozuna loves that front headlock. He's going to come to that knee tap, or he's going to do head in the hole, I think, here. He's looking for that knee. There it is.
Yeah, nice knee tap. Really has a good feel for that.
Yeah, you got to see how that front headlock with Ozuna, it looks like. This is just going to be a matter if he wants to cut him again, I think. 9-2.
1:30 remaining here in the second. We're at Frontier High School. This is the SWYL League Finals. Vance Palm, Daryl Pope, Brad Hull, K-Dub crew here on KernHigh.org. On the top in the blue, Elijah Ozuna in command over Adrian Gonzalez at 132 pounds.
Cut him. So Gonzalez picked up the 1 point escape, and now he's going to go back on his feet. He needs to come with something to stay out of that front, stay out of that headlock. So maybe open shots, or maybe a tie to some type of. Well, Ozuna's back in.
Ozuna caught him reaching and gets in on the shot, trying to finish, and he does.
11-3, under a minute to go in the second.
Wrapped up that arm. I'm going to go for that arm tilt. Nope. Maybe put the legs in. Yep. Secure the legs. He's got legs now. He's going to go right to the head. Start putting pressure on that shoulder. See if he can torque him over with 35 seconds left.
Ozuna leaning on the left shoulder of Gonzalez. For a brief moment, Gonzalez able to fight that off. But here comes that right elbow again of Ozuna.
He might be trying to do a banana split or something. Oh, he's going to hip him over and try to reach and pull him by his head and turn him over. But Gonzalez is a good wrestler. He's solid. I don't think you're going to get that on him. He's going to do everything he can to defend from the bottom right here.
15 seconds remains in the second.
Nice.
I'll tell you what I really like about Ozuna is up 11-3. He's not trying to camp on the lead. He's still trying to score points, and that's what the fans like to see.
Gonzalez scores 1, so we finish 2 here and 1 more to go. Ozuna says he wants to be the first Frontier state champion. You can't put on the brakes up 11-4 if you want to be a state champion. You're right.
He can do it. He's right there with the best of the best in the state. So if he has a good tournament and wrestling good like he is tonight, anything could happen. He could definitely be a state champion in a couple weeks.
Here we go into the third period. In the gray, Adrian Gonzalez, Bakersfield High School driller. In the blue, Elijah Ozuna. It's 11-4 as we start the third period.
Nice. See, that's what you got right there. Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about, Gonzalez.
Nice roll.
He's going to keep coming. Ozuna, though,
this one of the matches,
responds.
He's going to have to catch him. He's going to have to invite Ozuna into him to catch him with one of those throws just like he did or something like that and just keep it on him because Ozuna's not going to stop, and he's very talented on his feet.
The interesting thing about wrestling, in football, you run up the score, you get criticized. Basketball, you run up the score, you can get criticized. In wrestling, the ideal is no matter how good your opponent is, you put as many points on the board as you can because it's practice for the next tournament. It's practice for the state meet.
And, Darryl, anything can happen.
Exactly. If you don't run up those points, the next thing you know, you get taken down or thrown on your back, and so there's no criticism in running up the score in wrestling. It's expected from good coaches and good wrestlers.
Right now, the right arm of Gonzalez getting a major workout by Ozuna.
You see he has that leg hooked right there. He hooks that leg, but then he's wrenching the neck to it, so he's really bending his body. That's going to put you out. With the legs in, that could be it right there.
36 seconds left here in the third. Gonzalez in big trouble. Gonzalez fighting for it, but Ozuna in just perfect form.
He's going to try leg in, put those hip pressure in, elevate the head, and Gonzalez is doing a heck of a job fighting.
You gotta be inspired by the fight by Gonzalez, even though Ozuna picks up the fall. That's a nice job by Ozuna.
What a battle between Gonzalez and the champion, Elijah Ozuna. That was something else.
You can't take anything away from Gonzalez. He's a very, very talented wrestler. I mean, Ozuna just was on fire tonight and really looks good,
He's a sophomore. He'll be back. Congratulations to Ozuna, though. Nice championship win.
What's up next, DP?
140 pounds. We're starting to see some beef out there for Frontier High School, Marco Hernandez. And for the Bakersfield High School, he's a returning state placer. That's J.J. Figueroa. He's currently ranked number 3 in the state of California.
Figueroa ranked 3rd in the state.
There you go. Now, JJ's a little bit different than Ozuna in that he wins. I mean, he wins all the time, but he's a little bit more methodical, slow pace. He's going to always do what it takes to win. He's solid on his feet, solid on top, solid on bottom. He just tries to win from every position. So you're not going to see a lot of flash. I don't think you're not going to see a real high-scoring match, but you're definitely going to see J.J. Figueroa just in control of every situation here on this match.
Here we go, the 140s. First period. In the gray, J.J. Figueroa. In the blue, Marco Ray Hernandez. Hernandez, 3.6 GPA. Figueroa, 3.2.
Nice shot by Hernandez. Got to get to his feet, get him off your chin. Push him out of bounds.
J.J. Figueroa's season goal to keep pinning Frank Lomas every day.
Yeah, his coach.
Frank Lomas was a former driller wrestler and wrestled at Cal State Bakersfield, and now he's an assistant for the drillers, and so
it's a great goal.
Not if you're Lomas, but I'm just kidding.
Hernandez wants to be a state placer. All these guys want to get to that state placement. Under a minute to go here, and to Brad's point, from early indications, low-scoring affair possibly.
If I'm not mistaken, J.J. Figueroa has plans to go to Fresno State and wrestle for the Bulldogs. Is that correct, or that program that they reinstated?
Yeah, you had a Steiner take over that program over at Fresno State, and they've been loading up on all the recruits, and J.J. was one of their early recruits, and it's someone they're kind of hanging their hat on that's going to do some big things for the Fresno State Bulldogs here in the coming years.
Darryl, looks like Hernandez got poked in the left eye. Talk us through in the wrestling when in a moment like this where How does it go? What's protocol on stopping the match?
Wrestling, unlike the MMA and the UFC, you're allowed injury time. And so if you have an injury, you can call timeout, and they run the clock. And I think you get a minute and a half of injury time. And after that, you either have to be able to wrestle or you forfeit.
So it looks like Hernandez back in. 1 point, by the way, for Figueroa. Now he's got his second point. So J.J. Figueroa up 2-0 here with 10 seconds left here in this first period.
Yeah, you watch JJ, you think like, I mean, not knocking JJ. He's a great wrestler. Not really explosive like you saw Ozuna, but something about him, he wins all the time. I mean, he controls matches. He can slow guys down and definitely control every situation. He's just a talented wrestler. He's gonna do really good on the college level, I believe.
That's the voice of Brad Hull. I've got Daryl Pope sitting next to me. I'm Vance Palm, Kevin Willie, Kyle Wiley here on KernHigh.org. Fellas, feel free to talk about as many of the coaches as you want. Frontier, BHS, kind of let our viewers know throughout this evening who's at the command of these great programs. Here we go, second period. Now on the bottom is going to be Marco Hernandez, J.J. Figueroa on top as we start the second. 2-0, Figueroa.
It's like he's in a tripod and get up to his feet, try to build his base, but JJ's doing a good job keeping that pressure forward.
Brad, as you say, JJ's a very controlled wrestler. He wins a lot of close matches because that's just his style. And there's a lot of great wrestlers gone on to do great things, Olympics and World Championships and NCAA National Championships, being a controlled wrestler. But for me as a coach and me as a fan, I like those wrestlers that go out there and light it up and put as many points as they can on the board. That's what's going to pack your gym, much like what you see here tonight.
Yeah, and that was actually an opportunity that Hernandez was taking, which I appreciate. He's trying to take that thing, just like you said, Coach. It's those people that are out here to put on a show that people love to watch, and it's exciting to watch someone like Ozuna or something like that when they're, with big risk comes big rewards, but sometimes you get caught, but hey, it's worth it. So
points starting to rack up now for Figueroa. We're at 7-1.
I think you see Hernandez taking a little bit more chances, and that's kind of opening up, some of the scoring opportunities for JJ, because he's going to sit back and just let you make mistakes, and he's going to capitalize, like on that near fall and then the takedown.
JJ's going to have a great college career. It's a wonderful opportunity to go to Fresno State and wrestle. That program, it was a great program for a number of years. They dropped the program, discontinued it. In fact, last year's Frontier wrestler Jaden Abbas finished second in the state of California for the Titans. His dad was a Fresno State wrestler. He was a four-time Division I All-American, three-time finalist. Jaden Abbas' dad wrestled for Fresno State, and then they discontinued the program. Well, now they've reinstated it. They've hired Coach Steiner, a wrestler for the University of Iowa. Legendary coach Dan Gable coached him. JJ's going to have a great opportunity to wrestle Fresno State in that program. Exciting.
14 seconds remains here in the second. 7-2, JJ Figueroa, the driller, over Marco Hernandez, the Titan from Frontier.
So you see the coaches are there for BHS. You got Ana Fierro, you got Lomas, former Bakersfield drillers, Cal State wrestlers. And I guess my question to Coach Pope would be, how about Andy Varner over there? We've both known Andy all our lives. He's wrestled with me at Cal State, and I don't know if he's going to sit down in that chair, though, tonight. I'm not sure which ones he gets over there to coach, but he's so nervous. He gets so nervous, but he acts like he doesn't. He sits back there. I know Andy, it eats him up inside to watch these matches, and he just sits back and watches, let the young coaches do their job.
He gets nervous because he cares so much about these kids and their success, and he works so hard, and he knows how hard they work, and he just wants them all to be successful.
He moved closer to the match. If you look over at Andy, now he's coming up behind these guys.
Okay, Daryl, you're Marco Hernandez. What do you got to do? You're down 8-2.
Well, I think, you're in the third period. You've got a minute left here. You really got to be thinking from your feet to the back. So you're trying to dig in on an underhook and over and under, maybe get a lateral drop of some type, or maybe a cobra or something that's going to take him straight to his back, because you need more than 2 takedowns. You need 2 and some back points. So I'm thinking whatever I'm doing, it's going to take you from your feet to your back. I need big points. Yeah,
you got to take some risks right now. And JJ's tough. I mean, this is like football, third and 40, and you're playing. The defense is playing prevent defense. I mean, it's going to be so hard to get that. He's going to have to wait for JJ to open up somehow and take a big headlock or a throw, like Coach Pope said. But it's going to be tough. But definitely let it fly and try something.
1 minute remains in this third period right now. Figueroa in full command at 10-3, but as Daryl Pope said, you got to keep going. Anything can happen, and you need the work.
Yeah,
if I'm Hernandez, I'm thinking, hey, it's 10-3. I'm losing. I'm going to lose. I'm already going to lose. I've got nothing to lose, so I'm coming at you with whatever I can. And if I make a mistake and slip up and give up a few more points, oh, well, what's the difference between a 7-point loss, a 9-point loss? I don't care. At least I'm going to take the opportunity to try and do something. So we'll see what Hernandez does here.
And the big thing for JJ, if you look at the team score race, this is where it's important. This is the major. This is what I was talking about Coach Kerr and Coach Pope when I was a senior. They came over and criticized me for not getting that major. And I was like, that's the difference. 8 points, if you win by 8 points or more, you're going to get bonus points. That's an additional team points for your team. So JJ definitely needs to score in 20 seconds.
15 remaining, 15 seconds in the match. 10-3 right now, Figueroa.
Let's see, JJ, the roles are reversed. Now Marco Hernandez probably needs to play some defense now. Don't get scored on. Don't get scored, and JJ needs to score. Here it comes. He's coming. Spin, go behind. And he got it. He got it.
And just before the buzzer. So like Coach Hull says, that's an 8-point victory. Actually a 9-point victory, and that'll add an extra team point for the Drillers. Very important at this point in the competition.
Super quick. Go over those points again real quick again, Brad.
So in a regular match, a regular decision is when you win a match by a point spread of between 7 points or less. So if you win by 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, 4 points, 5, 6, 7 over your opponent, you get, it's a decision. Now in order to get some bonus points, you have to win by 8 points. If you win between 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, that's a major decision. And if anytime you score 15 points in someone, they stop the match, and that's a technical fall. So
here we go.
You're looking for the text, and you're looking for the pins.
147 pounds. What a treat we have here. The defending state champion, Navante Dimison from the Drillers. And he's going to be taking on Trent Tracy, the number 8 ranked wrestler in the Valley for Frontier. Navante Dimison, a very interesting athlete here. Brothers are very successful wrestlers. Navante, very successful wrestler.
I called a lot of his football games, and he got a Tony's Pizza Player of the Game on a crucial football game for the Drillers last fall. He was the go-to guy.
And what a story that was, him playing football. He hadn't played the last couple of years. Decides to go out and turns into one of the stars for the Driller team this year.
Got talked into it by a teammate, said, I'll come out. But now you're watching.
He's the returning state champion from 2016.
Yeah, Dimas is probably one of the best high school wrestlers in the state of California. He got recruited by Arizona State a year early, so Arizona State's one of the more dominant programs emerging right now. They had the number 1 recruiting class about a year or two ago, and Dimas is on his way to wrestle for the Sun Devils with Zeke Jones and a couple other really talented California wrestlers. So he's going to be on the national scene here in about a year or so, and it's exciting to watch him. He's just so athletic and unbelievable wrestler.
Tracy finished 4th at Chuck Chansey this year.
His season goal, undefeated state champion.
And 6th at
3.5 GPA.
And 1st at El Dorado.
He got that arm bar. He got that chicken wing right there. He's going to try to run.
Trent Tracy out of Frontier wants to place at state.
Avanti's older brother, Natrell Dimison, capped off a senior year at 3rd in the state and then went to Air Force and wrestled a couple of years there.
Let's talk about the mindset of Trent Tracy, knowing who he's going against. What does he have to do to survive this?
Well, you know, when I was a young wrestler going up against a big stud and I kind of figured I didn't have a chance, nobody thought I had a chance, I was looking for that moral victory. I just wanted to say I took him down. I got a takedown on him, or I scored on him, or I didn't get pinned by him. And so
that didn't take long.
No, but I did like about Trent Tracy is he came out on fire. He was physical. He tried to mix it up with Navante. You have to change something up because regular just wrestling heads up isn't going to work. You got to do something different. And what that is, I don't know. But I give Trent Tracy, credit for coming out there and changing up a little bit.
Jonathan Garcia.
Okay, DP, what's up?
154 pounds, Jonathan Garcia for the Frontier Titans.
Ricky Gonzalez.
And for the Drillers, Dylan Cravens. This is going to be a good match right here. Jonathan Garcia, ranked number 2 in the Valley. Dylan Cravens, ranked number 6 in the Valley. So number 2 and number 6 in the Valley. 2 very physical athletes out there.
Yeah, this is going to be good. These guys both have a long history of wrestling. Trent Tracy's been wrestling all his life. I've seen him all through the Kern County Wrestling Association Wrestling. And then Hernandez. Hernandez kind of popped onto the scene his freshman, sophomore year, qualified for state, which was years. It seems like he's been around forever.
Jonathan Garcia.
Yeah, Jonathan Garcia. I'm sorry. Jonathan, I think it was his freshman year. He qualified for state, which is really tough to do coming out of the Central Valley. And he's been solid for the last 3 or 4 years. Just a great wrestler.
He wants to medal at state. 5th at the Mid-Cal, 6th at Doc B, 1st at Shashansky. Dylan Craven's 4.0 GPA for the driller. Be a state placer and get a scholarship is what he's looking at.
He's currently ranked number 6 in the state, and Cravens is ranked number 11 in the state. So on paper, these two are evenly matched. And right now, Cravens is in on the first shot.
Crowd wants 2.
And they're going to get their wish. That's 2 takedown for Cravens.
Needs to bail out and go to the stomach.
Garcia, you're right. He needs to turn away and come up, come up, come up, come up.
He's out.
And that's how you do it right there.
Boy, nice to have our 2 analysts call it perfectly.
So many people, they give up that takedown, they turn, drop their head, and then they end up getting ridden. But
or put on the
Garcia
back.
did the right thing there. He got the takedown, he turned, he was coming right to his feet. And that's how you get that quick escape. And just like that, it's 2-1. You're still in the match.
30 seconds remains here in this first.
And 11th in the state, carries a 4.0 GPA.
Craven really working that head. If you watch, he's going to do inside tie. He has a good, going to have to cover that head and get hip pressure, get back.
Late in the first.
Garcia in deep and gets the takedown. And just like that, Garcia is out in front.
This is going to be a good match, like Pope said. 3-2, it's a good match.
Jonathan Garcia in the blue frontier. Dylan Cravens, the gray driller. And this is the 154-pound class.
He's going to defer. He's going to go down, yep. Craven's tough. Craven could do, if Craven can tie up some wrists right here, he eats some time up, look for a turn, it's going to be good for him. Garcia needs to get to his feet.
Second in the valley.
Yeah, Craven's tough. He got a lot of pressure on that wrist. Real tight waist. If you look at his right arm, tight waist, just cutting off all the airflow. It's like Garcia. It's hard. If you see his hand wrapped all the way around his hip, he's just kind of wrenching that where he can't breathe very good.
Minute and a half left here in the second. Very tight match. Dylan Craven's on top, but trails 2-3.
Yeah, Garcia can't afford to go back down to his stomach like that. It's a long ways from your stomach to your feet. He needs to go from his base and start building up. But Trent got that nice tight waist, attacking that left arm. He's got pressure, and then he's going to start getting off his toes, off his knees, and applying pressure. Good riding by Dylan Craven. Real tough.
Working that arm bar. Garcia, you notice Garcia drops to his belly. That's the worst thing you want to do when you're on bottom. You go down to that belly, you're going to get ridden. So you want to keep that base where he is now. Keep that base. Come up to your feet. That's how you get an escape. Craven's on the other hand, he's grinding him forward. He's pressure forward. Pressure on that arm bar, trying to get him flat on his belly and keep him down there.
Staying off his knees. Look how Dylan stays off his knees on top. So all that pressure goes right to Garcia's back. Dylan's chest to Garcia's back.
Half a minute left here in the second. Tight match.
You got a lot of people yelling stalling, but that's not, I mean, Garcia can't come up. There's too much, Dylan's putting too much good pressure on his head and his back. He can't get up.
Dylan Cravens, to the eye, looks in control, but he trails 3-2 with 10 seconds remaining here. The crowd not liking it.
That was a great period right there. He's going to come back, pick down. He's going to pick down, get his 1 point escape.
Granby roll, lots of action, no scoring. And it's still a 1 point match with Garcia taking a 1 point advantage into the third period.
2 minutes of frenetic action, no scoring in that second period.
Well, here's the deal, though. Cravens is going to start on bottom and get an escape, and we're going to be tied.
We're going to put the legs in. That's going to be potentially dangerous.
Yes. Cravens did the right thing, though. He knows Garcia well enough that he's a legger. And so Cravens is coming up. That's what you want to do on a legger. You got to come up. Cravens gets to his feet. If you stay down there, here come those legs.
He's
See,
gonna
that's
get a
what
reversal.
happens.
Yeah, reversal. Swim, he's out.
Cravens with a 2-point reversal puts him out in front 1, and now Garcia is going to have to get out.
Here comes that tight waist. As soon as Garcia builds up, Dylan's going to crank that tight waist and flatten him out, just like he's doing. Garcia got to build a base. He has to get his knees underneath him, underneath his chest, build a base first. They're going to get him stalling, but I'm sure he wants to get out.
Yeah. I don't know that I agree with that call. Of course, the guy wants to get out. He's not stalling down there.
1:10. Just over a minute remaining here in this final period. Dylan Cravens in the gray on top with 4 points. Jonathan Garcia in the blue on bottom with 3 points. Listen to this crowd.
This is where conditioning really becomes a factor. The better conditioned athlete has the advantage here with 45 seconds to go.
He's going to ride him out.
Cravens is going to ride him.
No. Wow. So he got another stalling call. So what that did is that gave a point to Dylan Cravens, which is, well, I mean, he's riding tough on top.
Half a minute left. What can Garcia do?
It just doesn't make sense. The referee warned Garcia twice and gave a point. Garcia's not stalling. He knows he's behind. He's got to get out. So I don't agree with the call.
20 seconds.
Dylan's just really good on top. I mean, he got a nice
Exactly.
ride. Look at his pressure. He's not on his knees. His pressure forward. He's just wrestling tough on top.
Garcia's not moving because he can't move, not because he didn't intentionally decide to stall. But hey, nonetheless, it is what it is, and Cravens is going to pick up a 5-3 victory. So your number 6th ranked wrestler in the Valley is going to upset the number 2 ranked wrestler in the Valley.
What a
Cravens.
match. Listen to this crowd. They are loving it.
Yeah, not much separates those two wrestlers other than they both got takedowns on their feet. They're both equally tough on their feet. The difference was Dylan Craven's just so tough on top. He spent, 4 minutes of, if he had riding time, that'd be 4 minutes right there. He was spent the entire match on top.
They'll see each other again probably next week and the week after that. So to be continued.
Yeah, if I'm Kurt Moore and I'm Carlo Franchetti, I'm the Frontier coaches, I'm working on getting your knees underneath you, and you're getting to your feet next time you're wrestling. You have to get to your feet.
Who do we have, Daryl Pope?
Here we go, 160 pounds. Max Aguirre for Frontier and Ricky Gonzalez for the Drillers. Ricky Gonzalez on paper has the advantage. He's the number 7 ranked wrestler in the state of California. Max Aguirre, on the other hand, is ranked 26. So
Ricky comes with a lot of Greco-Roman wrestling experience. You're
7th in the Junior Greco Nationals.
Oh, there you go, yep. Also does a lot of judo, taekwondo, kind of well-rounded. He's the older brother of the one that wrestled JJ, the younger Gonzalez. So I believe he's a senior. I think he's head out to go wrestle for one of former teammate of mine, Jason Ramster, out there at Adams State as well.
Jason Ramstetter, the head coach of Adams State, a former Roadrunner, Division I All-American. So
nice takedown by Gonzalez.
Ricky's going to have a great opportunity, great experience wrestling for Jason Ramstetter at Adams State.
Gonzalez scores first. He's in the silver singlet for the Drillers. 2-0 in the first period.
Ricky does also a good job. You see he's got a lot of that pressure going forward, attacking that left shoulder.
Max Aguirre in the blue for Frontier.
Gonzalez working that arm bar. Aguirre, on the other hand, see how he's on his belly there and his head's down? That's a no-no.
Surfing.
In high school wrestling. You got to stay off your belly, keep your head up.
He's going to try to get that chicken wing.
Easier said than done.
Gonzalez on top with 10 seconds to go here in the first period. 2-0. As you hear one of the officials barking out the signals. And we are right in the middle of a big night here at Frontier High School, the SWYL Finals. I'm Vance Palm, Daryl Pope, Brad Holt.
Don't go down. Oh, he went down.
Gonzalez had the choice. He deferred it to Aguirre. Aguirre chooses down. I don't know. I'm with Hull. I don't know if that's the best decision. He had trouble getting out in the first period after he got taken down, so he might have struggles here again.
Yeah, I think he's going to get away if Ricky lets him get up to his feet and then wants to go takedowns. But Ricky's tough. Obviously, all the drillers, we've been watching wrestling, they're so dominant on top. A lot of pressure, keep you in one position. It's hard to get away.
The thing is, if you're not that familiar with wrestling, when it's your choice, you can choose either top, bottom, or on your feet. And so if you're really struggling, guys riding you tough on top, you don't think you can get out, you might want to go on your feet. Or if you've got a special move on top, you can pick on top and maybe throw in the legs and turn them.
Or if you're like Daryl Pope, you go any position and you can go anywhere, huh?
Say you pick him, I'm fine.
Yeah. Hey, Coach Pope would give the guys he's wrestling, they get choice first round and second round. He didn't care.
I have so many Daryl Pope stories. We need a whole nother live stream.
So Ricky did give him that one, it looks like.
It did work out for Gary. He ends up getting the escape, and it's a 1-point match.
Minute left here in the second period. 2-1. Ricky Gonzalez, the driller, over Max Aguirre.
Both got that over ties. You see, they're both reaching over the heads and kind of ear to ear. Not going to be much action here unless they can kind of break from that and then get in on an attack. But there's a nice underhook by Aguirre. Gonzalez cleared it, which was a good. Gonzalez is going back on the attack right here. Watch.
Gonzalez in the gray, Aguirre in the blue.
Oh, get on the underhook.
The 9th straight match between a driller and a Titan. 20 seconds to go here in the second. They're both upright.
With a lot of that Greco experience, you like that upper body tie-up, but it's kind of hard because he's kind of leaning over, so you're not going to get much throws or anything. That's kind of... It's a close match, but Gonzalez is definitely dominating every position, I think.
2-1 right now. Interesting you say that, and a 2-1 score to have you say that, yeah, somebody is dominating this.
Yeah, I mean, you see, he seems like he's in control of the entire match, but the bad thing about that is you open yourself up to something happening, maybe a slip or something, and Aguirre's right in this. He's wrestling great. I mean, I'm not sure exactly the rankings again, but he's right in there. He can win this match.
Just got rid of the pad in the left side of his headgear. And we start the third.
If you see the difference, what BHS is doing a good job of tonight is they get to their feet on bottom, whether it be a tripod or a changeover or something. They get to their feet, then they're able to slowly get away.
Gonzalez with the escape, extends his lead by 1. He's up 3-1 now, third period.
I see what Aguirre's doing. He waits for Gonzalez to tie up, and then he gets 2-on-1. So he's going to let Gonzalez grab his head, and then he's going to reach both of his hands, Aguirre, and try to attack one arm.
Nice job by Gonzalez, working that head to set up a nice little single leg shot, sweep single.
He's going to shelf that leg and then reach away from him to turn around. Yep. And he's going to kick that leg out, trip, go to your stomach.
And there's a takedown. Extends his lead 5-1. Just over a minute to go in the match.
He got those legs split. If he could, he let him go back to his base or stomach.
It's surreal to hear Coach Brad Hull call it and then see it happen. This is fun.
It's a lot of bad memories as coaching, So I just wasn't always on the positive end of some of those. So no, Aguirre's doing a good job. He really is. You see the difference on this one. He got his base. He's not on his stomach like Coach Pope said. That's where you need to be on your base to your feet. Base to your feet.
That's the voice of Brad Hull, 2-time state placer, Wenatchee High School, Foothill High School coach for 15 years, the 2016 athletic director at Foothill, the 2017 Foothill Dean of Students, and at CSUB from 95 to 99 with Coach TJ Kerr and Coach Pope, part of the 96 and 99 Pac-10 championship teams. Pleasure to have Brad Hull with us tonight.
It's a pleasure being here. Thanks for having me.
44 seconds remain here in this third and final period here at the 160-pound weight class.
Gonzalez gives him an escape, so they're on their feet now. It's a 3-point match. Aguirre has to somehow figure out how he can get 3 points in 25 seconds. So again, you're looking for an over and under and take him to his back.
Yeah, and I think Gonzalez, not to cut you off there, but Gonzalez led him to his feet so he can try to get a major here. He needs to cut him.
And he does, 7-2.
You better hurry.
7-3.
He's got to run out of time.
And we are about to crown another champion right there. Ricky Gonzalez in the 160-pound class.
From Bakersfield High School, Ricky Gonzalez.
He does it. Your thoughts, Daryl?
That was a great win for Ricky, but like all these guys, and Brad can tell you, it's nice to be a league champion, but I guarantee you every one of these guys, after they get their hand raised, or even the guys that don't get it raised, all they're thinking about is next week. And next week, all they're thinking about is the next week. And after that, all they're thinking about is the California High School State Championships, because that is the Super Bowl of high school wrestling. It's nice to get out there and win a league championship, but I guarantee you, all these boys want a state medal.
Hey,
we're at 172 pounds. This is the first match of the night that we don't have BHS taking on Frontier. We have BHS.
Nice double. And Liberty, I believe.
But out there is Liberty High School's Jeremy Moss. And Jeremy Moss with a textbook double leg takedown. Dropped his level, drove his legs, and secured the 2-point takedown.
So for the first non-BHS Frontier final, Jeremy Moss starts off well for the Liberty Patriots.
Yeah, Moss has been around for a while. I had an older brother that wrestled at Liberty High School, had a lot of success, and Moss is that little brother that was always there and picking up and just became better and better, and I think he came into his own, and I believe he's a senior this year. And
that's Ben SWYL out there for the Drillers. And what's more impressive about a guy like Jeremy Moss is he's the only guy, there's 2 guys from Liberty in the finals. So they don't have the depth in the room of workout partners. And in wrestling, that's what's so important. You got to have great workout partners. And so to be at this level, to be this good of a wrestler and not really have the workout partners that they have in the Frontier room and the Driller room, it's really impressive that you can go out and wrestle at this high of a level.
Under the minute mark here, left in this first period.
The interesting thing, the Liberty coach is a former driller back in the day. So you have a couple of different coaches there, but trying to see what.
In 2016, he was a state qualifier.
Moss third at Zinkley, first at the Golden Legends, first at the Highland 2016 California State qualifier. His season goal was to play in the top 4 at the state championship. SWYL wants to qualify for the state. 3.1 GPA at BHS, and we're about the 10-second mark here in this first period. 2-0, Jeremy Moss from Liberty.
Yeah, and his coach is Kyle Porter. Kyle Porter was a former driller back in the early 90s, so he's good teammates with Colby Wright, Kern County Fire Department, unbelievable wrestler out of Cal State Bakersfield, 2-time All-American. Was a guy that's beating up on me almost every day. Those hips of his, and there's a long line of driller wrestlers from the 90s and 2000s that continue on that are really putting their roots out there and coaching at Liberty High School and a lot of the other schools around town. The interesting thing now about this league tournament, as a coach, it kind of turns into you kind of fade away from the team aspect on a lot of these guys, and you kind of get more into the individuals. Now it's all about qualifying, like Coach Pope says. All you care about is qualifying 1 week at a time and moving to the next step. It really doesn't matter how you do each week as long as you qualify, because like Coach said, it's just about how you finish.
Our thanks to Frontier High School. Unbelievable hosts for this great event. We showed up tonight and we were set up here like this was the NCAA Championships. Our tables hovering right over the center mat. They've been extremely amenable to Kyle and Kevin to get us started, and thank you for your hospitality, Frontier High School. We're in the second period of the 170-pound class. 2-0, Jeremy Moss has the dark gray. He's on top. The light gray has been SWYL, the driller. So if you weigh 170 pounds or right around there, this is who you're grappling with. Yikes.
Yeah, Moss has been, I think he's maybe a 2-time state qualifier, misplaced him maybe by a round or 2, so he's right there. He's probably one of the top 10, top 12 in the state, and he definitely has everything it takes to place come March in at Rabobank.
He's very physical on top.
That's a nice turn.
And now he's going to pick up the near fall. He's got SWYL in trouble.
Yeah, the Frontier AD, new AD here is Mike Gibson. His daughters have a long history of volleyball through played over at Foothill, then played throughout. I think he coached at Highland for a while too. And Mike Gibson, gracious host here at Frontier High School, the athletic director.
3 more points for Moss, correct?
Yeah, that's going to bring it 5-0 with 30 seconds left. Moss is tough on top.
We're in the second period of the 170-pound class. Jeremy Moss with a 5-0 lead right now over Ben SWYL, our first non-BHS Frontier match, and the Liberty Patriots showing well.
There's that Mendoza tilt by Moss. Moss with a wide variety of skills. Beautiful double on his feet. Beautiful tilt down there.
Yeah, he's showcasing it all. And you're probably going to see him go bottom here, and you're going to see him get right to his feet or hit a switch or something. So you're getting to see all aspects of what Moss can do.
He picked up two more at the end of the second period, so now it is 7-0 right now.
He said he's going neutral. He's going to hit that double again.
They're going to go neutral to start the third.
What do you know about that double, Coach Pope?
Hey, I'll tell you what. I've felt that double a number of times from a guy named Stephen Neal. He was the 1999 World Freestyle Champion. We recruited him out of San Diego. 4-time All-American, 2-time national champ. I was his workout partner. And he had the best double I've ever seen in the sport of wrestling.
He might have the worst double at the start, though, did he, or no?
It wasn't very impressive, but as they say, it's not where you start out, it's where you end up. And
Exactly.
he ended up blasting the Russian with the beautiful double in the World Championships in 1999.
Ben SWYL, to that point, hasn't started off the first two periods great. What does he have to do, fellas? He's got a minute and 15 left, and he's down 7-0.
Well, he's still attacking. That's one thing. He's in there on that leg, but he's so extended. It's hard to finish when you're extended like that and down on your belly.
Yeah, he just needs to keep attacking. He's doing everything he can. I mean, Moss is just showcasing a lot of stuff. He might cut him here, or he might try to get a pin, but SWYL's doing a good job.
Two more for Jeremy Moss, 9-0, under a minute to go here in the 170-pound class. We are getting close to the finish line here at the SWYL finals here at Frontier High School. It's been a splendid night. We have just raced along.
He's going to hit that tilt again. This is a nice little turn right here. He's going to put pressure. He's going to claw across the arm, and he's going to pinch that elbow with his knee. So Moss's left knee is going to pinch that elbow. Oh, he's going to switch it up. He's going to try to go for like a baseball bat or something.
A baseball bat.
Yeah, I don't know if that's sexual. That's what I always heard, baseball bat. I think it's because of the grip that you have on the wrist. You got two hands on one, almost like you grip a baseball bat when you're swinging, and that's kind of why they call that one.
15 seconds remaining here. Looks like we have another new 2017 league champion in Jeremy Moss from Liberty High School. So the first non-driller Titan is going to win it, and he does. Jeremy Moss, 9-0.
That's a great job by Moss. I'll be very surprised. He's ranked 7th in the Valley. I'll be very surprised if he doesn't place higher than that. That was a nice showcase out there. Very strong physical wrestler, good shape, good technique, solid wrestler.
What do we have, Daryl?
We got 184 pounds. William DeBoer from Frontier High School. And for the Bakersfield Driller, Sam Loera.
This is going to be a good match. DeBoer just dropped down from 97s to 84s. So he dropped down to this weight class. Loera's owned this weight class all this year. It's going to be a good one.
DeBoer with a 3.8 GPA, Loera with a 3.0. We'll get to more of their achievements in a moment, but the 184-pound weight class. Goodness.
Sam Loera is a returning California State placer.
2-time, I believe.
But William DeBoer is really coming into his own.
Yeah, he gets those good workouts with those coaches of his. They're around the same size and weight. Kurt Moore, Carlo Franchetti. They're grinding with him every day. So this is going to be a good match. It's going to be who scores first. Who scores first and is attacking.
Sam Loera the third in the gray. William DeBoer in the blue.
Coach Kirk Moore for Frontier was an undefeated California high school state champion for Foothill. Went on to Purdue and wrestled for Purdue under the head coach there, Jesse Reyes, a national champion for Cal State Bakersfield. But Kirk Moore built a great program here, as you know, but he's still young enough that he's scrapping with these guys in the room, and that's what you're seeing out here, the fruits of DeBoer.
Yeah, that's exactly right. This is one of the guys he grinds with every day, and he's really come a long way in his high school years.
Under a minute to go in this first period.
That's what's so unique about wrestling, Vance.
I was going to say.
When you see a great wrestler out there, I guarantee you there's a great coach in his corner that's going with him every day, mano-y-mano.
Yeah, Coach Pat Douglas at Cal State was not guarding me, nor was I guarding him.
Bill Belichick is not showing those boys how to tackle, I guarantee you. But in the wrestling room, if you got a great wrestler, somebody's going with them physically, one-on-one every day. They're battling, and that's what's making those boys as good as they are. So that's what's very unique to wrestling. That's what I've loved about wrestling. That's why I say wrestling, coaching wrestling, is a young man's game.
184-pound class right now, no score with under a half a minute to go here in this first period. William DeBoer in the blue, Sam Loera the third in the gray.
So what you see is you see Loera on his feet. He loves that, just like that. He loves to get into the tie and then take attacks. But what DeBoer's doing a good job of doing is he's tying up his wrist. So every time Sam Loera comes into him, he's grabbing his wrist and slowing down, preventing him from taking shots.
6 seconds remain in this first period. The whistle stops the action. Coaches both leaning in for that brief, momentary stoppage of time to give him a quick little something. 6 seconds remain here.
Yeah, this is going to be the difference of this match is going to be a takedown in the third, probably.
All right. My other partner here, as mentioned, principal of Thompson Junior High. He was the proud coach of Stephen Neal, the 1999 world champion, 3-time Super Bowl champ with the Patriots, assistant coach of CSUB from 91 to 96, the 1982 California Wrestling State champ, 2-time Division II All-American, 3-time Division I All-American, the 1996 Division I NCAA Assistant Coach of the Year, and our 2013 California Wrestling Hall of Fame inductee, Daryl Pope, one of my favorite cats on the planet, sitting right next to me. And Brad Hull.
Got a caution. Oh, that's a caution. That is another caution. Kurt Moore's right. You see the Frontier coach getting upset at the coach. Yeah.
With an escape, so he takes the lead early in the second period here. Brad Hull had mentioned that DeBoer had dropped from 197s, and just from sitting up here and looking down, it does look like he's the bigger athlete.
Uh-oh, watch out. He's going to get that. He got that too. Yep. Oh, no, they didn't call it. Oh, he did call it.
And he calls the 2. And Coach Fierro for BHS wants to talk about it.
I think this is Fierro's workout partner, Sam, is right there.
Talk us through this, Daryl.
Well, you notice they were going out of bounds, so Loera was trying to get out of bounds. DeBoer was trying to secure the other leg to get the single. In my opinion, he didn't get that single leg. He didn't quite secure it. But the problem I have in a situation like this, I don't like when the refs blow the whistle, then they award the 2. What I like to see is award the 2, then blow the whistle.
Your thoughts, Brad Hull?
Coach Pope's exactly right. Score just went out. The clock went out, I think, too. So I don't know which time was.
See, what happens when you go out of bounds, you blow the whistle, and then you award, it looks as if you were influenced by the crowd. But if you go 2, then you blow the whistle, that's because you saw the 2.
I don't know what they did now. I don't know if they're awarding the 2 or they're taking it back, and the clock's not working here.
The power has gone out
scoreboard.
Here. We'll take a quick break here, not go anywhere, but let me just remind everybody that Kyle Wiley is working feverishly back there. He's tweeting all the key moments here on KHSD Athletics, at KHD Athletics, and Kyle, my partner on the microphone for basketball tonight, running the board ops, everything that he can put together. Kevin Willie, been with me forever. He's running the camera. And this is a small, close-knit group of people, family members, friends, coaches, fans. They all know each other in this close coaching and wrestling fraternity here in the Valley, and most certainly in this microscopic area of Bakersfield with wrestling. So, fellas, it looks like the 3-0 is going to stand.
Yeah, Loera needs to get to his feet. He needs to get to his feet and try to score 1 takedown this period.
Coach Fierro for BHS was not happy with the call, but after some discussion between the 2 officials, the call does stand, and so DeBoer's up 3-0. This is a big surprise at this moment.
Loera's all right. He's going to keep coming to his feet. It's going to be hard to keep him down. He's going to get his 1-point escape, and then it's going to come back down to that takedown again. So he immediately comes up to his feet. Just might be a little bit out-muscled. I don't know.
DeBoer's really doing a fine job because on paper, he's the 6th. He is the 6th-ranked wrestler in the Valley. And Loera, on the other hand, he's the 2-time state medalist and the number 2-ranked wrestler in the Valley, but he finds himself down by 3.
And Loera, who you just spoke of, is on the bottom here. DeBoer on top. So a lot of drama here in this 3-0 match so far.
Caution.
Caution on Loera.
What was the caution for?
Just like a false start. And basically what happens is if you start early, you jump. The first one's free. It's just a warning. Now when you start getting 2 and then 3, you start losing. The other wrestler will be awarded a point.
Loera to his feet quickly. That's what you want to do.
It's impressive.
DeBoer in the blue, putting the pressure on Loera, though.
That's locking hands. That was locking hands.
Absolutely. He was locked around. DeBoer's on top, and whenever you lock your hands around the body or around the feet, it's locking hands. But I think they missed that call, Brad.
Yeah, he was around those legs right there.
You can see Coach Farrell for the Drillers. He's upset because he saw the call as well. But they missed it, and you got to overcome those kind of things. That's part of the sport.
Yep.
A minute left here in this second period. The 184-pound weight class, and it is intense.
Very impressive on Loera's part. He keeps popping up. But on the other hand, very impressive by DeBoer. He keeps maintaining that ride, very physical ride on top.
It's tough to hold that guy. When you watch Sam Loera get to his feet, it's hard to keep that guy down. He's doing everything he can to maintain him, just to bring him to the mat.
DeBoer, a senior, tonight's senior night for Frontier. His mom and dad came out to greet him, and he gave his mother a rose, and his mom probably the only person that can mess with his hair on senior night.
DeBoer is just relentless. Most guys, after they pop up 2-3 times, they'll just let them go and try and take them down on their feet. But he's sticking to the ride. So
I was going to say the same thing. I'm impressed because after so many times you finally say, okay, I'll let you go to your feet. But he's sticking with it.
DeBoer in the blue, Loera in the silver.
Loera with a switch here.
He needs to stay all that stuff because that's just going to grab ankles. That's going to waste time. DeBoer's going to hold that ankle as long as he can, which is smart. That's fine. Take the stalling. That was a well-deserved stalling call on DeBoer because he was just holding on the ankle. But he cares more about eating up the clock than he does getting the stalling warning.
30 seconds to go. The second period. 30 seconds. DeBoer up by 3. Loera still coming up, though.
Yeah, he just needs to get one this period. All he needs to worry about is get one escape this period by Loera. Pick down the third round, get one, and takedown wins it.
DeBoer, very physical on top. I'll tell you what. I don't know many guys that would still be riding Loera after coming to his feet that many times.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'd let him go.
And on the other hand, I don't know how many guys that would keep coming up after they popped up 5-6 times and couldn't get out. So both these guys.
You read my mind, Darryl.
I think that's why you said it's a young man's sport. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Loera to his feet again, and DeBoer still riding him. Final 15 seconds.
I think Loera gets a good jump to his feet, but he doesn't have balance when he gets to his feet. He's getting pushed either way. He needs to get to his feet, sag his butt a little bit, widen up his stance, and then get another stalling call. You know, if DeBoer doesn't take him down, or just fight the hands. But he's standing up and he's moving his body, so he's getting pushed all over.
Hey, these are two warriors out there, boy. Neither one backing down. Loera to his feet again, and DeBoer trying to ride him again.
Nice switch. That's gonna be one. It's gonna be one.
And they go out of bounds, and the referee's going to give him one escape, a loss of control, as opposed to what the crowd thinks should have been a reversal.
I don't know. I don't know. I definitely think he lost control, DeBoer, but I don't know if Sam was in full control. So I would agree with the ref actually on that one.
Coach Fierro for BHS is arguing the point that he thinks Loera reversed him, and so now the officials are going to talk about it. The referee disagreed. He said it was just one escape, loss of control. But they're having some discussion here because Fierro thinks it was a reversal by Loera.
He's going to change it. No, he just gave him a misconduct call on the coach.
They've cautioned Fierro for arguing the call.
Hey, but that's still a win for Sam. All he had to do that round was get one, and now in the third period, it's going to be his choice. He's going to pick down, get away again. He can win this match.
So that'll do it for the second period. Loera gets that critical 1-point escape, and he's down by 2.
A lot of gamemanship right now between the coaching, the referees, and they're trying to plead their case, and now he's...
So now here's the interesting thing. If Loera pops up again, I'm thinking DeBoer's not going to try and waste all that energy to ride him again. But let's just see.
I say Loera gets your feet, wait for him to try to get a stalling call against him. Stay on your feet, see if you can get stalling, then cut away and get one. That's how you get 2 points on the situation.
Third period, 184-pound class, SWYL finals, and this has been an absolute thriller. 3-1, DeBoer leads over Sam Loera III.
This would be a big victory for DeBoer to defeat a 2-time state medalist and a higher-ranked opponent.
You can feel it now. This crowd is really super tense.
Loera just has to get out. He gets out, he'll be okay on his feet. He needs to take it to where he's strong at. He's strong on his feet right there.
And there's the escape. It's a 1-point match.
He's going to get the takedown. It's just going to be a matter of can he hold DeBoer down after he gets the takedown.
A minute and a half left in the third period. As Daryl said, 1-point match. Brad Hull said he's going to go for a takedown.
He's going to go. He'll probably get it. It's just going to be a matter of can he hold down DeBoer after he gets the takedown.
So if you're Loera, you're obviously, I've got to get that takedown and win this. If you're DeBoer, I'm thinking I've got to get the takedown and get him to quit, get him to break.
DeBoer's looking a little tired right now. I don't know.
Take him out of it.
DeBoer, what he has going for him, he's a bigger size wrestler, so he can really use his size. He's probably got a good 10, 15 pounds on him, I bet. So he's really going to square up his stance, play defense, and rush into him just like that. Exactly.
101. 102 left. Loera with a minute to go. Down by 1.
A minute's a long time when you're tired, I can tell you that.
DeBoer trying to pull the upset here. Lots of hand fighting, but you got to drop your hips, you got to get in on a leg attack, and you got to finish.
Oh, that's fake.
A lot harder to do.
Sam Loera III in the gray. William DeBoer in the blue. DeBoer has a 1-point lead with 46 seconds to go.
And again, here's where conditioning comes in.
Yep.
The better conditioned athlete has a huge advantage right here. So
he's on.
Nice shot by Loera. Gets an angle. Comes up, trying to come out the back door. DeBoer hanging on those ankles, hoping for a stalemate. DeBoer wants a stalemate. Loera wants to come out the back end and get a 2.
Loera's
20 seconds
needs to straighten those legs out. Straighten out. Yeah, that's right. Yep.
And the stalemate is called. And that might be advantage for DeBoer.
He can get a stalling call. He needs to go attack, get the stalling call.
18 seconds.
Loera with 15 seconds to get a point, to get a takedown. He's got to shoot. He does. And Loera takedown and takes the lead, and that'll do it. Clock will expire, and Loera with a come-behind victory.
Takedown
over Loera. Hey, that's a wrestling match right there. That's a wrestling match. Great job by both guys.
Both those wrestlers wrestle great. They can take a lot from that thing. Like Coach Pope said, it really doesn't matter who wins, who loses this one. They're going to meet each other again.
Exactly.
But that's a great win from Loera, and that was a great match by DeBoer. He was right. He did everything he had to do.
That was a lot of fun, but again, it really means nothing because those boys are going to see each other again next week, and then chances are they'll see each other next week, and then if they get their way, they'll meet again at the California High School State Championships, because that's really what it's all about.
Daryl, Brad, what are these colors? Who are these jerseys? What in the world's going on?
There must be some kind of a mistake out there because there's no Frontier wrestler and there's no Driller wrestler.
Who do we have, Daryl?
It could be a clerical error, you think? We have at 197 pounds from Liberty High School, Andy Lopez.
So it looks like two Liberty guys must have changed singlets or something. I think Moss was wearing a different one. And
Andy Lopez, yeah, we're a little confused here because 197 pounds should be Andy Lopez from Liberty High School.
Which it is.
And I see Lopez, but that doesn't look like a Liberty. Well, it's a different type, but it is. It has an L for Liberty, right?
I believe that is the real singlet. I don't know what Moss is wearing. He's wearing a black one. That's not one of their colors. But
okay.
James Clark, the Centennial wrestler with the white.
So we have Andy Lopez from Liberty, James Clark from Centennial. A Liberty Centennial SWYL final.
At the 197-pound.
So these two guys were not intimidated by the Titan or the Driller because they're here in the final.
Coaching for Centennial over there, you got Gaben, one of the Gabens, Rick Gaben, Ken Gaben, long history in wrestling in Kern County. Actually, Ken's brother is the coach at Shafter High School, Rick Gaben. So you got Rick Gaben and Ken Gaben, two brothers, two local high school coaches, Centennial, Shafter.
Minute left here in this first period, 197-pound class. Andy Lopez in the all-red. James Clark from Centennial has the white top.
This is right here where you can win the most outstanding upper weight. You got to come out here and try to throw, do something. You know, you can put on a show. And it looks like definitely Centennial is definitely trying to jack up those underhooks and look for some type of throw by or a throw.
A lot of action for the big guys. Typically, the bigger you get, they like to push and pull and pummel a lot. You don't see as many leg shots.
Under 10 seconds to go here in this first period. A dynamic match right before it. See if they can match it here. We'd like to thank Kern Schools, Federal Credit Union, PAV Solar and Communications. We want to thank Premier Lighting, of course, Tony's Pizza, and Raymond's Trophies. We will award the Tony's Pizza Wrestler of the event tonight, and it's going to be quite the voting process, but we'll get it done somehow. Tony's Pizza Wrestler of the match tonight. Thank you to those great sponsors that have been with us the entire time since last August. 197-pound class here. Andy Lopez in the all red from Liberty. James Clark with the white top from Centennial. A scoreless first period. Now we're in the second.
Lopez to his feet and gets the escape. First points of the match.
Lopez is going to look to take a shot. He needs to watch his elbows. He keeps getting underhooked.
Third of the Casey Invitational. His goal this year is to become a state qualifier. And James Clark from Centennial High School currently carries a 3.3 GPA. This year he finished 6th at the Rumble.
Just over a minute remaining here in the second period. Andy Lopez with a scant 1-0 lead over James Clark. Coach is now starting to bark some more orders.
Looks like they got to get on their offense. I'm not sure. We're trying to figure out whether it be from the underhooks for Lopez or he needs to stick to his shots. You got to create some action.
Coach Hull, I've been in wrestling a long time, but
there's those underhooks, bear hug.
It's not very often that you see a high school wrestler out there with his name on his jersey like you would in football, but I kind of like it.
Yeah, a couple years ago, I'd say they started doing that. You see a lot more of a lot of the schools, kids are starting to purchase their own singlets, and they're able to put their names on them. It's kind of impressive. It's always good to have your name on your back, because in wrestling,
you don't want to be
yeah, you're either getting pinned or you want everybody to know who you are. So when you're pinning the guy, you want to say Lopez, and when you're getting pinned, you don't want to say Lopez. So keep everything on the back is what I learned as a coach.
Very good point.
You coached him well, Darryl. You coached him well. Under a half a minute to go here in the second period. Only a 1-0 effort so far.
I think Lopez needs to stay on that and keep blocking, and looking to create shots. Clark definitely keeps pushing the action. He likes his ties, but that's where he wants to be right there. You can tell. Clark
likes that overhook, underhook.
Yep. That's probably what got him to the finals today.
1 second remains in the second period. Then we'll have 2 more minutes to decide it here at the 197-pound class, and that'll do it. And after this, we'll only have 2 more. Hope you're enjoying all of this on kernhigh.org. Kyle Wiley tweeting all of the epic moments tonight on KHSD Athletics.
Both Clark and Lopez secured a fall in the semifinals to reach the finals. So I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say one of them gets a fall to get the title.
Hey, look at this.
I'm going to say it's a 3-2 win by somebody. 3-2 win.
3-2. So there you have it, the prediction, a 3-2 win by Coach Hull. I'm going to predict somebody gets the fall. Can the winner get
you could be
Tony's
right.
Pizza?
Oh. Coach Pope, you always are right. Look at that.
Lopez.
Can I
get out of bounds, Clark? Use your legs to get out of bounds.
Lopez wants to pull Clark in. You can't get a pin. As long as their back is outside, out of bounds, you can't secure the fall.
Hey, good job by Lopez. He really switched it up. Got in the upper body and kind of added a trip and put Clark right to his back.
Now, these are 2 schools that don't have 7 or 8 guys wrestling for them right now. So the Liberty Centennial crowd, this is, family and friends of just these specific wrestlers here. And they're making some noise too. 6-1 right now, Lopez over Clark. $1:20 left in the third. Now Lopez starting to show some.
Lopez, very physical on top. I got a feeling he's very comfortable there.
Doing a good job keeping that pressure forward. Clark got his head buried, which is Got to try to get it up, but Lopez is forcing him that. But there you go. Now come up.
So Coach Hull was predicting a 1-point victory by one of these guys. If he's right, he could be the Tony's Pizza broadcaster of the night and get a free pizza and share it with us. Well, how about that, Vance?
Daryl, I love it. Under a minute to go here in this final period. It's a 6-1 contest so far. Andy Lopez from Liberty in the all-red right in front of us on top over James Clark from Centennial.
Nice action by Clark with a nice little...
So if I'm Liberty, Coach, I'm telling my guys, stay out of the upper body. You stay out. Don't get out of that. Yeah, stay out of that.
So Clark knows what he has to do. He's down by 4. He's got to get a big move. So he's going to be digging hard. He's coming in. He's digging those underhooks.
There's the headlock. Yep.
He's head hunting. Lopez, on the other hand, he wants to stay low, keep those elbows in, and spin around behind and capitalize on his mistakes, just like that.
Good job, Lopez.
You just said it, Daryl. Clark took a shot, didn't work out, actually backfired on him, and Lopez now with a commanding 8-2 lead.
This match is not over yet, though.
Yep. 8-2.
Lopez wins.
It's over now, though.
Hey, you're right. It wasn't over then.
And here we go. We're down to our final 2 matches.
Is it Stockdale, maybe? Stockdale looks like.
We've got Stockdale High School's Brian Abbott at 222 pounds taking on Jake Vasquez for the Drillers. Both of these wrestlers are honorable mention in the Valley rankings, so on paper, a very evenly matched
So Liberty went 2 for 2 in the final so far. Pretty impressive for Liberty. Good job.
Jake Vasquez, another familiar name to our currenthigh.org viewers.
Driller football player, is that correct?
And he says, my goal, Jake Vasquez's goal, is to do so well that I can win back my job at Rush Air. Attaboy. Yeah. Brian Abbott, he wants to make it a state. You guys all want to get to what you described so aptly, fellas.
Jake Vasquez, an older brother, I believe, wrestled for the Drillers. Travis Yarborough.
Vasquez name synonymous with BHS Athletics. Here we go. 222 pounds.
Same name, but different family.
Right.
Wouldn't hurt to have some of the genes of that other Vasquez family, though. Darryl Vasquez wrestled for the Drillers, of course, the first and only 4-time California high school state champion.
Nate Vasquez, Larry Vasquez, also wrestled at Cal State.
So for the uniforms, you see that horse right there. That's the Mustangs of Stockdale High School's Brian Abbott's.
Brian Abbott going to work quickly with a nice double. Has Vasquez in trouble on his back, picking up the count. And Vasquez fights off. And just like that, it's a 4-0 match.
There's a little underhook knee tap. Pascal DeRue right there, huh, Coach?
Stockdale High School's
Abbott's goal this year is to make it to the state.
Brian Abbott out in front.
Jake Vasquez from BHS carries a 3.2 GPA.
Abbott's looking tough. He looked good on his feet, and he's looking good on top. Yeah, crushed that arm, chopped it down, broke him down to his stomach, and Vasquez just needs to build his base. Exactly, just like that, get up to his feet.
They can win his job back at Rush Air Sports.
A minute remaining here in this first period of the 222-pound class. Brian Abbott with a 4-0
He's got him in trouble. That could have. Yeah, that ref looked like he was out of position. Had he been in the right position, that
match would have been over.
Yes, that very well could have been a fall.
Good job by Vasquez. He was there and he's able to get off and keep moving. Just needs to get his head up and try to get to his feet now.
Half a minute left in this first period. Seconds to the last match, 222 pounds. Vasquez up on his feet. 9 seconds remains here in the first period. Vasquez will go down.
So what you've seen over this year is that you have the 14 different weight classes, and what they do in the CIF is every weight class is started at 106 one, and at January 15th the CIF allows for a growth allowance. So all these weight classes basically get 2 pounds, which doesn't seem like a lot, 2 pounds, but to a wrestler, 2 pounds is like the world. That's the difference between meal eating and not eating. So back before January 15th, this weight class was 195s, and now from here on out, after January 15th, it's 197. It was 220, now it's 222. So each kid gets a growth allowance of 2 pounds halfway through the season.
I'd like to announce that I also have had a growth allowance since New Year's Day. Here we go, second period, 6-0 right now. Brian Abbott, the Stockdale Mustang.
Abbott's going to go back to his underhook. He's going to underhook one side and try and knee tap Vasquez. He's going to dig an underhook, pull him close, and try to rush him forward just like that. He's going to pull him into him first. Pull him in. And I think Vasquez needs to time that, and he needs to take a shot when Abbott's trying to pull his head. Abbott wants to pull him. Yeah, but set it up. Good job by Abbott to spin.
Abbott, good hips, strong defense. And with a reshot, Abbott picks up the takedown and the count. He's getting the count now on Vasquez.
Vasquez needs to let go, bail out, let go.
Cut your losses, bail out of there for Vasquez, but now he's in trouble again. Abbott going to work here, relentless.
Barbed wire. He's going to cross those arms up just like a barbed wire.
Under a minute to go, Abbott up 11-0 in the second period over Jake Vasquez.
Abbott's tough.
Stockdale Mustang a commanding double-digit lead here with about a half a minute to go in the second period. A hard slap on the left wrist of Vasquez.
All very impressive by Abbott. If you think about it, you're at Stockdale High School. You don't have near the workout partners or coaches in your room that they do in the driller wrestling room. And so it's really so difficult to get out there and win a championship when you don't have the workout partners. And the job that Brian Abbott is doing in that situation is amazing.
Vasquez picked up one for an escape.
Yeah, because after this week, I'm not sure exactly, but I believe it's the top 4 out of the 6 wrestlers at every weight class will qualify. So a lot of times you see your team just demolished. I mean, you went from practicing every day with 40 guys in your room to maybe this week coming up, Abbott might have a wrestling room with 2 or 3 guys left on his team after this week.
Great points, fellas. That was Brad Hull you just heard. Before him, Daryl Polk. Man, am I a lucky dude.
Hey, Vasquez is still in this. He can pull something out.
Vasquez with the escape one.
He's got another one right there, so now it's 11-2.
So if you're Vasquez at this time, a leg shot and 2-point takedown is really not going to do you a lot. So what you want to do is try and dig in, pommel in, get an over and under, do a lateral drop, get him to his back. Even if he secures that right there, it's 2 points. It's not enough. He's got to take him to his back.
Yeah.
And
Abbott did a good job of just waiting for Vasquez to come to him and just scoring off of his shot.
Another 2 points for Abbott, 13-2. With just over a minute to go here in this second to the last match. Exactly 1 minute to go here in the 222-pound class. Brian Abbott with an 11-point lead right now.
Vasquez just needs to build his base. 1 point at a time, 1 point at a time. So he's going to try to roll. Here you go. To your feet, hit some type of switch. Nice. Now go to the head. Now you got to go big.
Go big.
Half a minute left.
Headlock, over and under, lateral drop, inside trip to his back. That's what you're looking for. Nothing to lose.
And that's the best. I mean, swing for the fences, like you said, Coach. I mean, he should be just trying anything right now. I would.
Yeah.
You have, like you said, nothing to lose.
Go down swinging. Go down swinging like Babe Ruth.
8 seconds to do it.
He's moving forward, but that'll do it. Nice job and a very excited Brian Abbott, and rightfully so, to come from Stockdale to win an SWYL against the big boys of Bakersfield High School and Frontier.
You're absolutely right, Darryl.
Very impressive.
And here we go, big guy.
To all of tonight's competitors, we've just been informed that if you were on the podium for tonight,
We have our final match of the evening. The big boys, the heavyweights, the Muhammad Alis of wrestling, the Mike Tysons of the high school wrestling SWYL, 285 pounds from Frontier, Grant Bryant, and from Liberty High School, Ogden Bass. Bryant and Bass. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say this does not go 6 minutes. Somebody's going to pin somebody. Coach Hull?
I'm going to tend to agree with you on that one. I think this one's not getting out of the second round.
They're too big and too strong. Somebody's going to
Bass looks like he's giving up some weight there, huh?
big, explosive move. Frontier's Bryant does appear to be the larger athlete.
Ogden Bass wants to get ready for sports at Bakersfield College. That's his season goal. And Bryant wants to finish with a great season and improve for next year.
His goal for this year is to finish out with a great season.
Bass,
and improve more for next
he
year.
may not be the bigger athlete, but he looks very athletic.
Yeah, it's going to come down to him to attack him, but not getting underneath. So he can't afford to take a bad shot and then get crushed under there. He's going to have to go in and out and create some angles. If he can create an angle and get around him, he'll be all right.
Get ready for college sports at BC next year.
1 minute to go in this first period of the final match of the SWYL finals.
Just like that. And
There's the big move we were talking about. Bryant has him in trouble.
Oh,
Ooh, but Bass fights his way off.
Good job by Bass. Good job.
Bryant picks up 4, 2 takedown, 2 near fall. Bass fights his way off, and now he's got to try and get off the bottom. First thing he's got to do is build a base. Bryant drives a hard half. He's got him in trouble.
Yeah,
Bryant's looking for the fall, and there you have it. Bryant is your SWYL 285-pound league champion.
Wow. Before we go to break, quick thoughts on that final match.
Brian did a great job. He waited. He used his weight to his advantage. He waited for Bass to make a mistake and capitalize. He did exactly what he should do. And Bass did exactly what he should do, too. Look to attack, look to attack.
Darryl, your thoughts on this final match, the heavyweights?
Hey, Bryant did a good job. He took it to him. He put in that power half. He used his weight, used his leverage, and drove him to his back, and it was all over. And that's typically the way the big guys go. Big guys either kind of push and pull, end up with a big throw and a big pin.
We're going to take a break. We've been at this thing for a while. This isn't like hoop or basketball or volleyball where we get a break. We're going to take a break. We're going to run some spots. We want to thank our sponsors here. When we come back, we're going to have some closing comments, and we are also going to give away our Tony's Pizza Wrestler of the Meat. All of that will take place right after this on kernhigh.org. Hope you've enjoyed it so far. Don't go anywhere. Come back. We've got some more for you. Right back right after this.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile, and I still do everything online or through the ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools, together we have something special.
There are over 100 places to get pizza in Kern County, but only 4 are good enough to be called Tony's. So what's the Tony's Pizza difference? We're not giving away our secrets, but the proof is in the pizza. Tony's Spicy Mexicana, the mouth-watering Hawaiian, the award-winning Chili Verde, and so many more. Trust us, you'll find your favorite. If you want great pizza, you can play the numbers game, or you can get it right the first time. Tony's Pizza, 3 locations in Bakersfield and 1 in Shafter.
It's wicked cool. It's our new aviation class. It gives kids a chance to break into the industry. There's a lot of careers in aviation. This class is a lot more than just flying planes.
We've learned so much already. We've learned how to take off. We've learned instrument flight rules. It's something everyone can do, I think.
Good. And you see, remember that horizon? Try to keep it parallel to your cockpit.
After the 2-year program, they're going to be able to take the knowledge test for their private pilot exam. I am a pilot. I've been in Garcia for 10 years. I worked as an instructor for 6 years and then became a corporate pilot. And I'm a teacher here. We have amazing equipment. Even flight schools don't have that much equipment.
You put a class like this somewhere at North High, and it's really preparing kids to succeed because it gives them a whole new set of opportunities they never knew that they had the chance to pursue. I'm proud to say that I'm from North High School and that we have administration that's willing to put the money into offering really, really neat programs like this and preparing kids to succeed.
In animal care, the students learn a variety of things, whether it's tools or terms. In the veterinary field, they learn about the skeletal systems, the animal nutrition, the housing, how to properly care for them. They also have the opportunity in the spring to actually go work at a veterinary hospital or at an animal shelter or a grooming salon.
Animal restraint, weight and temperature, pulse, respiration, all of that I learned here.
They take a state certified test, and if they pass, they become a certified vet assistant right out of high school.
It's always hands-on, and so I think that's what really helps us is that we're not just getting it from a textbook, we're actually doing these things, and we're actually practicing these things that we'll be doing in our future careers.
Well, we're learning a lot, and especially with just the basic knowledge of what you would need for an entry-level job.
All the basic skills to be a medical assistant in a doctor's office or a clinic.
You're leaning on it, and that'll make a difference.
And then they also do on-the-job training, and they work in doctor's offices or clinics throughout Kern County. The kids are job ready, and many of them are employed before the end of the school year. They're promised a job, as well as they continue their education. We have many registered nurses out there and even physicians.
I'm thinking I want to be an anesthesiologist. So a lot of school, but it'll be worth it in the end.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile, and I still do everything online or through the ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools, together we have something special.
Welcome back, everybody. Vance Palm, Brad Hull, Daryl Pope. Man, what a blast. First of all, let me speak on behalf of everybody that's been watching this and the texts and the voicemails and everything I'm getting. You guys are awesome. I know it's not me because they see a lot of me. Phenomenal job. Brad, thank you. Daryl, thank you. Hope you had a good time with that. Let's start off, first of all, I want to thank some people. And our superintendent of the Kern High School districts, Dr. Brian Schaefer, the assistant superintendent of instruction, Dr. Brenda Lewis, the assistant superintendent of human resources, Dr. Michael Zulfa, the deputy superintendent of business, Dr. Scott Cole, the assistant superintendent of educational services and innovative programs, Dr. Dean McGee, and director of school support services, Stan Green. Our sponsors, the Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, Pav Solar and Communication, Premier Lighting, Tony's Pizza, and Raymond's Trophies. All of this takes place because of you people believing in all of us. First of all, Brad, let's start with you. Overall thought tonight on the SWYL final meet.
Very impressive. I mean, the wrestling you saw tonight was just a segue to what we're going to see next week in the weeks to come in the state tournament. It is a good way of showcasing some of our local talent with some of the best wrestling in the Valley with Bakersfield High School and Frontier High School.
We'll talk about our Tony's Pizza wrestler of the match in a moment, Darryl. But from the coaching standpoint, we had 2, 4, 5 different head coaches here. What do they take away from tonight?
Well, I think you always you're only as good as your next match. And so that's what these boys are thinking about. As I said earlier, they're happy to go away with individual league championship titles. They're happy to go away with the team title, and that's good. But they're going to really be looking at their strengths and their weaknesses, and then this next week making some adjustments. And next week, that's where it really, really gets tough at the divisionals. And, some people say that's even tougher than the Valley Championships, which is just before state. So they're going to be making some adjustments this week and strapping it on, getting taped up, strapped up, warmed up, and hoping next week they can get those boys through to Valley. And then if you can get through to Valley, you got a real good shot at getting those guys into state.
Brad, if you're an underclassman, a sophomore, or junior, freshman that tonight was their last night, they did not move on, what's up for them?
I'm sure it's been a long season for them, and they're some of the underclassmen maybe be ready to be done, but it's really hard when you go on. You get to come next week and you go to East High School and you watch the Valley Championships and you see how unbelievable the wrestling is, and it kind of motivates you even more to get back in that room. So now it's all about, if you got eliminated this time, you're back in that wrestling room, you're practicing with the guys that qualified to make them better, so you can feel part of something when they stand on the award stand here in a couple of weeks.
Darryl, final question for you. Let's say you're someone like Navanti Dimison, or a person who was expected to win and did win easily. How do you stay on top of your game when you come out here and you're out here for maybe 45 seconds? I watched you win a lot of matches at CSUB in a very short time. How do you just stay on top of it?
Well, I think for me, my senior year I was 44-0 going into the NCAA Division I National Championships, and I expected to win every match. I expected, everybody in the gym expected me to win the match, and so it's hard to stay motivated. And so what I told myself was I'm going to tech or pin everybody that I wrestle, and that was going to keep me motivated. And so a guy like Navanti Dimison, that talented, that far above everybody, he's got to play those kind of mind games with himself and tell himself from this point forward, in order to be sharp and to be on his game, he's got to go out there and tech or pin everybody. That's going to keep him sharp, because if he just goes out there to win, he's not going to be sharp, because he's expected to win. He probably is going to win. But if he wants to be at his best, he's got to challenge himself. And a guy like that is only going to be challenged by getting a tech or a pin.
You saw, I think it was his goal to be not give up a takedown all season. I think that's what he said earlier. So he's already taken his goals even higher. He's already believes that he's going to win every match, but now he's going to make it even better and put a stamp on it and say, I'm not even going to get taken down this year.
All right, the award ceremony is going to go on. We are not going to cover that because we have our own award. I mean, yes, it's nice for them to get their medals. It's nice for them to be the top in the league. But wait a minute, what about the Tony's Pizza Wrestler of the Meet? Now, in football, we had myself, Kevin Willey, and whoever my colleague was, and we gave that 1% to the analyst, the football analyst. In basketball, I take the 1%. Kevin gets 33, Kyle gets 33. I'm the hoopster, I get the 1%. Now I've got two wrestlers here. So if we come up with a tie or something's funky, I'm going to go with...
Well, that's my coach, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the coach here.
I'm going too.
So I'll start off. How's that? I'll start off with my wrestler of the match tonight. And I was so enwrapped with this match. I'm listening to you two guys, go through this like a normal everyday thing. You guys are just kind of talking about, what he needs to do here and what he needs to do there. And this and that. I'm watching just like this claw on the table. To me, it's such an emotional moment. So I'm going to be going with my choice for Tony's wrestler of the match with an emotion-filled match. That was at the 184-pound class. William DeBoer came in from Frontier against Sam Loera III, and DeBoer had control of that match for a long time to the optics of everything. He looked like he was in control, but so very late, Sam Loera took control, ended up with a 4-3 win, and a big, raucous noise filled this gym. My choice as the novice here for wrestler of the match is Tony's Pizza, Sam Loera. Let's go with you.
It's a great choice. There's some great wrestling tonight. You had Ozuna from Frontier that put on a show. He looked great. You had obviously Dimison, who just was head and shoulders above his opponent. But I think I have to agree with you. I think the level of competition, that match was such a tough match. Those guys are going to meet each other again, either to qualify for state or the match to place at state. It's going to happen. They're going to have to take something away from this match. William DeBoer is going to take it away. What can he do to win that match? So that win that Sam put on tonight, it was very impressive because that's against a very ranked, tough opponent. It doesn't get any tougher than that, so I'd have to concur with you that I'm going with Sam Loera on that one.
Daryl Pope, talk us through some of the matches that you saw, what you liked, and what could add to the confusion here.
Well, I saw a lot of great wrestling out there, and I agree with Brad Hall. Ozuna, he's a tough kid. He's a physical kid. Figueroa, very talented. Olenek looked nice out there. Navante Dimison, again, talented kid. We all know about him. But I think if you look at Dylan Cravens had a wonderful performance. If you look at on paper, Dylan Cravens was ranked 6th in the Valley. He upset the number 2 ranked kid in the Valley in Jonathan Garcia from Frontier, and that was a great match. But being in wrestling and knowing wrestling like we do, sometimes the rankings aren't always what they are. So he's number 6. He upset number 2. That's a great job. That was a great match. But if you look at Sam Loera is the higher ranked wrestler. But if you look at the match, DeBoer, he wrestled above his ranking. He really brought it. And he was leading the whole time. And Loera just stayed in there, and found a way out of no way to pick up the victory. And so I got to go with you guys. Tony's Pizza's wrestler of the night. I think it's hands down Sam Loera.
We are in unison on this. Our first ever Tony's Pizza wrestler of the match goes to Sam Loera of Bakersfield High School. He'll get a T-shirt. He'll get a $20 gift certificate to Innie's Tony's Pizza. And I'm going to get you guys some Tony's Pizza because you are absolute superstars tonight. I want to thank you so much for doing this, for being here. It's one thing to call a football game and have a couple thousand people there and you say, oh, I know that guy, I know this guy. It's another thing to call a basketball game and we all know each other. But when you're in a wrestling event, when I say that everybody knows these guys, we couldn't even get this thing started. Everybody kept coming up wanting to shake hands and say hi to Brad Hull and Daryl Pope. Gentlemen, thank you so very, very much. I'll give you 15 seconds to close out each of you.
I just want to thank everybody. Thank the production. Thanks to Kern High School District. This is great. This is what we're trying to do, promote sport of wrestling. And live streams like this is unbelievable. It's going to bring more attention to the sport of wrestling. And it's really going to go a long ways for these wrestlers who are, it's a tough sport. I mean, they're grinding every week to make weight and then perform every week. So just thank you to the production.
Daryl Pope.
Hey, I just want to say thanks to Kyle Wiley for giving me the call and asking me to take advantage of this opportunity. I had a great time working with you, Vance, and I think this is a great thing, and I hope that the Kern High School District will continue to do this, live streaming this event, spotlighting this wrestling. You know, these kids work hard. They work hard.
They deserve this.
And they deserve this, absolutely. And so this is a great thing. I hope this is a sign of more to come.
I believe it is. On behalf of everybody at the Kern High School District, our great sponsors that help us get this going, Kevin Willie, who's about to lose his arm back there. Thank you, Kevin, as always. Kyle Wiley, a superstar. Appreciate putting this all together. A great job tonight, Kyle, in doing this. For Brad, for Daryl, I'm Vance. Have a great weekend. Good night and God bless.